This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646.
Why is it that you get locked out in the worst moments of your life?
Where are my car keys? Man, I can't find my house keys.
In those frustrating moments, you need a locksmith you can count on. A. Lenny Locksmiths in South Florida, from Miami to Port St. Lucie. In Central Florida, A. Lenny locks it down in Orlando and Tampa Bay. Lockouts or lock changes for home or business. Car key replacements and programming all model cars. 24-hour service. Call them at 855-869-5625. Go to the website at alennylocksmith.com.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
When you move, you need a reliable company led by passionate folks, eager to assist its customers during a transitional process that needs to be smooth. Call Essential Moving Experts at 844-368-5750 for all your local and long-distance moving needs. You can rely on Essential Moving Experts. Mention the Big O Show and get $150 off. Family owned and operated, they offer free 30-day storage, full-service moving, fully licensed, bonded, and insured. Moving was never so easy. EssentialMovingExperts.com.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CS, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Welcome to Red Light Therapy, a revolutionary technology perfected by NASA to aid in muscle strengthening and recovery. Red and infrared light has the capacity to penetrate deep into the cell's mitochondria, potentially leading to increased energy, faster recovery, and the optimal performance your body demands. train, fight, recover.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
The Big O Radio Show is brought to you by Sports Grill. Good food, good drinks, good friends. Craig Zinn Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealership in the Southeast United States. The Fort Lauderdale Police Department. The FLPD is hiring. Go to FLPDjobs.com.
When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Friday. Good morning, boys and girls. Let's rock and roll. Coming to you live from Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Yes, sir. Alarmo, Sean, they're all with me here. We got Larry Schlossberg and the boys ready to make a deal for you. So if you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, come on out and visit my friends here. July 4th weekend, man. Big time deals going on here at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. So come on out, and we'll be out here for a few hours. So if you want to come on by and say hi, we would love to meet you. Unless you're a pastor in Osceola County, stay there. Anyway, so appreciate all of you out there as always on a beautiful Friday. On a Friday where the Miami Heat are making moves. But it's one move that we all want to see them make, and that's the Kevin Durant one. And we'll get into that, obviously, as Kevin Durant is out there. Looks like the Suns may have the inside track on him. So we got some basketball to talk about. College football, the landscape is absolutely changing. What do the Miami Hurricanes need to do when you see all of that news? So we've got to definitely get into that. We of course will share with you our liquor split matchup of the night. Of course, Miami's own liquor store, so download it. iOS or Android, liquor split. Tap that app, and we are red hot. We're 11-2 in our last 13 games against the spread. We're making you some money. The liquor split matchup of the night is making you money right now. 11-2 against the spread after last night's win. We will give you our selection also today on the program. We got some ugly news coming out of the NBA. The Inter Miami squad will get ready for a match on Monday on July 4th. Got a little music news. And we've got, of course, a slew of guests, like always. Anthony Chang is going to join us at 10:30. So we'll talk all things Heat and NBA free agency. We've got Manny Navarro stopping by at 11. Very important with the face of the college football landscape changing. There's like it's going under the knife right now. You know what I'm saying? And they're getting their plastic surgery. So we'll definitely talk to Manny about that. Omar Kelly will stop by at 11:30. And you know that's always a jam-packed session with Omar. I watched the Tua Tagovailoa interview with Tyreek Hill. Did you watch it? Did you listen to it? I did. I watched it. It was great. Like, in a way, I love the vibe between the two and all of that. There wasn't anything earth-shattering out of it. I do like that Tua's able to be confident. That's one of the things that I like about – see, it's hard for you to grow in any kind of a situation when people don't believe in you or aren't supporting you. And when there's turmoil also – that doesn't help either. And that's kind of what he was dealing with for the last 2 years under Flo. Not a guy that supported him, not a guy that believed in him, created a negative-like atmosphere. And that's the one thing that, now he gets to be himself. And there was a moment where he was talking about, being a silent assassin in a way. And he is actually. He's kind of one of those silent assassins. But he was talking about a specific situation that he was working on in Alabama. But what I like is that now he's able to be himself. And you know what I also love about listening to him, because I know people will then take it to another extreme and all those kind of things. The doubters and the haters are the ones that are going to feed off of his confidence, and they're going to try to use it against him. And confidence is something that all of us should have. I don't care what you do in life. I don't care if you're selling cars here at Craig Zinn's Acura Pembroke Pines. I don't care if you're a chef at Sports Grill. It doesn't matter to me. You got to have confidence in anything and everything that you're doing. Matt and all the great people at Liquor Split, they're confident. They know what they're doing. Their product, their service is something that's needed. Now, at the beginning, people aren't, they're going to doubt you, and you got to have confidence in what you're doing. When we first started this podcast a couple of years back, how many downloads we got in the first day? 500. 500. Now it's 80,000. But hard to pick up confidence in 500, right? But you have to have determination. You have to stay with it. And you have to believe and have to have conviction, and people will doubt you. But you have to fight the grain. Sometimes it's going to go against you at the beginning because people may not believe in you, and then you've got to turn them over and make them believers. You know what I mean? Slowly but surely, I believe this platform is making people believers. Like, man, we could get all of our sports news and all of our insight right here on this platform. If I'm a South Florida sports fan living in Singapore or in Canada or in Mexico or in Wet'suwet'en or in West Palm Beach, I'm going to be able to get everything I want on this platform now because, wow, they added everything. See what I'm saying? And so it's all about confidence. And Tua did not have the success he had at high school without confidence. He didn't have the success he had in college without confidence. Tyreek asks him, or I think it's actually his partner that asks him about coming off the bench and that moment and taking over for Alabama and leading them to the title and all that kind of stuff. And Tua talks about that, how at that moment, Jalen was, struggling and they brought him in and he's thinking, he goes, man, I know, what I know about the playbook now. I want to go out there and show my skills. So he wasn't thinking like, well, I'm a fill in. I'm just going to, keep the seat warm for Jalen. No, he was already thinking, I need to show that I'm the guy. And that's confidence. And that's everybody in any walk of life. I don't care if you do nails. You got to feel that when ladies walk into your salon, they're going to get the best treatment possible. And they're going to walk out and they're going to feel great about their nails and the way they look, and it's all manicured and clean and all that kind of stuff. Confidence is about anything and everything that we do in life. And I don't care if it's on the weekend that you're a weekend warrior, that you're building things in your home and all that kind of stuff. If you think you can build this or that, well, you got to have some confidence in order to acquire, to be able to do that, right? And I think that that's one thing that I really got out of the podcast. And I'm getting it also from the entire offseason. Tua's not one of those guys that's going to be bragging a lot, not going to be talking a lot. But he was able to open up and relax a little bit with Tyreek. And you can sense that the confidence for him is there. And he feels good because now he can be himself. Whether it's his personality, whether it's communicating, whatever it is, all of these things. And the other thing that I got from that interview is he's still not comfortable taking over. And that's the nice guy in him. That's the respectful guy in him. That he's not really the guy that bosses people around and breaks the boundary and shatters it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm here, I'm the guy, shut the hell up, listen to me. That's not him. And Tyreek wants to get him to that point where it's like there's that whole thing about when they were talking about practicing, and I might be ruining some of this stuff for you all that didn't listen to it. But there's a part where he was talking about, but I wanted to check in with you guys to try to organize. And he goes, man, you don't need to do that. You need to tell us, hey, be there next week at this time, be there tomorrow at this time, and we all go. And Tyreek was like, it doesn't matter, man. You want to go to Hawaii to go practice? Then we go to Hawaii and we go practice. And they were joking about it. But it's one of those where Tyreek wants to help him take over the team. But that's the part that's the threshold that you have, right? And Ryan Tannehill could never cross that threshold. You know why? Because he had never performed. And so you can't go telling people what to do when you really aren't the leader on the offense. You're just kind of a facilitator at best. And everybody else knows it. That's not what Tua is. Tua's a franchise quarterback. So the next step for Tua will be this season now. When he does take the field and takes over and starts to play well, and I believe he will play well, that's when the confidence steps in, and that's when he'll feel like it's his place to put everybody in their place when they have to. Because now he is carrying his weight. The problem right now I think Tua has, and it's normal for any young player, because you haven't established yourself and you haven't become the guy, and we know what has happened the first 2 years, why you haven't, because of that coach. Now you've got the coach that's going to allow you to take over and grow. Once you see him start having that success in that first month and second month, then I think that second half of the year, you'll see him grow into that leadership role where he takes over the team. And then guys also will settle down because everything will then be nice and clear. He's the guy. It's not being questioned up top. He's winning. He's moving the offense. We're scoring. He is the player that we all wanted him to be. Boom, everything settles. So that part of the equation, and you can tell in their conversations yesterday that Tua's still trying to find his footing in that area. And really the only thing that's going to allow him to kind of settle in on that is success. And he has to have that this year. And once he does, then everything else will fall into place. But it was a cool conversation between the two. I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. Anyway, so there you go. Give it a listen. If you get a chance, give it a listen. By the way, Tyreek is all Cuban now. He's officially Cuban. Because they were supposed to drop at 7. It didn't drop at 7. And then he put out a tweet, it'll drop at 8 o'clock on all platforms. Relax, take it easy on your drive home. You can relax at home, listen to it. Did not drop at 8 o'clock. I don't know what time it dropped exactly, but it was past 8. I don't know when the hell, 8, 9:30, whatever the hell.
They probably forgot to change the configuration on the thing, so they put down the time, and if it's scheduled for 7 like West Coast, it'll drop at 10 o'clock.
Okay. All right. Well, you would know that because you're the technical guy that does all that stuff. I would not know. I would have never even thought about that.
That's the first thing I thought about. They forgot to change the.
You would, because that's what you have to do every day of your life. So there you go. That's probably what happened there. I didn't start listening to it till the 10 o'clock hour sometime. So I didn't even watch The Old Man yesterday. So I got to watch The Old Man over the weekend. And it was getting good too. So I was kind of looking forward to this episode last night. So I'm going to watch The Old Man tonight, actually, on FX, just in case. For those of you, if any of you are watching the Old Man, I am definitely watching that. Oh yeah, it is Bobby Bonilla Day. Yeah. He gets it every year. Yeah, man, that is awesome. And God bless him, man. God bless him. That's fantastic. That is fantastic. But anyway, back to the Tua thing. So yeah, Tyreek Hill officially is now Cuban because he's not on time. So, and way late. So Tyreek, I officially welcome you to the Cuban neighborhood, my friend. Okay? You are officially half Cuban now. You can go to Little Havana, go have un cafecito with us, have a cigar. What? You know what? No cigars, bro. No cigars. You're too fast. We don't want any kind of smoke, that kind of smoke, at least in your lungs, that really slow you down. And no cigarettes, no cigars. The other stuff ain't gonna slow you down, so you can enjoy the other stuff. But that stuff don't. Stay away from that stuff. But come on down to Little Havana. Even though Little Havana is very, very little Cubans left in Little Havana, really, Little Havana is now Little Americas. It's really what it is. It's not really Little Havana anymore. Most of the Cubans moved out from Little Havana. They moved to Kendall. Anyway, but you are officially Cuban now, Tyreek. That's for sure. You need to watch The Boys. I know many of you have told me about The Boys. I see it there. I have not started watching it. Michael Fernandez says, good morning, Big O, Sean, and all of Big O Nation. Thank you. Mit Gotyavolia is on. It dropped at 10 p.m.? Okay, so it was probably what you said. They put 7 p.m. and it was Pacific. Yeah, that's probably what it is. Big O, what would you choose? One ring this decade with KD, Jimmy, Bam, or a few rings this decade with Mitchell, Bam, but no Jimmy? Well, I'm going to take a few rings. I don't give a shit who wins it, dude. I root for the Miami Heat. Whoever plays for the Miami Heat is who I root for. The championship, one championship by those guys isn't more special than multiple championships by anyone else. That's a silly question. Anybody else that would ask or think about that? Why would you think about multiple championships? I want multiple championships. Greed, baby. I'm Gordon Gekko all the way. For those of you that don't know what the hell I just said, watch Wall Street. Lisa Rose in the house. Happy Friday. Sean O, Finn's fam. Only a few weeks away until training camp. Flipper knows what I'm talking about. Greed is good. Greed cuts. It's all right. Anyway, Tyreek Hill may be just a player Tua needs in many ways. Yeah, well, he's a player we all need. It's like having Clayton and Duper, bro. You know, it's when you have those kind of cats, they're special, man. Steve Chapman in the house. He was first. Jamie Zorria out in San Jose says, let's get ready for a great weekend and get that grill ready. Yes, sir.
No, I wanted to say something on the Tyreek being the right person. Remember, he went through the beginning of Patrick Mahomes, right?
Yes, he said
he
Mahomes
was terrible, right?
Trash.
Trash. That's right. He said he was trash. So he watched how they developed and molded, right, Mahomes, Andy Reid, and everything that they did there in KC. So I think he's bringing some of that over here to Miami.
Right, exactly. Right. Mahomes, he called them trash the first year. That's because he's raw and, he's got to learn and see everything and figure it all out, and then everything will work out. Gus 1388, Robert Triana, 111 Vibe International is in from Pismo Beach, California. Pismo Beach, California. There you go. So are you up for that $1,000 lottery for the folks over in California? Did you hear about that with Newsom? They're giving away $1,000 to now the whole thing, if I understand it correctly, they overcharged on their taxes. So they ended up as a state collecting too much tax. So now with that extra tax money, they want to give it back, but they're only going to give it back to certain people. I forgot what requirements they need. So 111 Vibe International. Good luck to you, sir, on the $1,000 lottery there in California for some folks. Big Dan 305 is in. To Extreme says this Kevin Durant trade stuff has me losing my mind from excitement and suspense. I hope Riley makes the trade. Riley's going to try. I don't know if they have the pieces, and they're going to have to give up a lot, man. Yuri Cristofante is in. Alex Palenzuela is in. John Santos says, my cousin lives in Philadelphia and coming for a visit to visit me, and we're going to the Philadelphia-Miami preseason game. Nice. Nice. There you go. There you go. 6193 is in. Jesse M is in. Oladipo surprises me. Rosendo in. July wishes you a wonderful month filled with good health and happiness. It's Bobby Bonilla Day. Time to celebrate the legendary contract that keeps giving. And by the way, his wife too. I don't know if he's still married. He had a knockout of a wife too, man. I don't know if they're still married, but back in the day, there you go. Ian from Brooklyn is in. Pick a guy and let it fly. Yeah, that's when he was talking about Dan. He talked about that yesterday. Omar, John Padilla, C. Dola says, I made $30 picking the over last night. There you go. There you go. There you go. We're making more money right now for you on the liquor split matchup of the night than you do in crypto at this moment. Some good buying zones, man. God, it's so good right now for crypto. Anybody that gets in now, God bless you, man. Good for you. Eminem is in. He says, is it possible to do a 4-team deal with the Heat, Nets, Hawks, and Mavs? Miami gets KD, Dallas gets Lowry, Nets get Collins and Hero, and multiple picks and players. Hawks get Duncan and picks. Eminem, you've done a lot. You got a lot of time on your hands, my brother. You got a lot of time on your hands, man. No mom, not the belt. What's my thoughts on Kenobi? I've talked about it already. I love the series. I thought it was fantastic. And the last episode was freaking awesome. So, yes, I loved it.
Let me tell you, since I started watching this, in order, Clone Wars is not that bad.
I know, right?
The cartoon is not that bad.
It's good. No, it's good because
I'm in season 6, so I'm almost through it now.
Right, yeah, but you get a lot of nuggets.
Yes.
You get educated on a lot of stuff.
Yes,
That's
a lot of stuff is there. Yes,
that's the thing about the Clone Wars that I did not realize when I'm watching it.
Yep.
So yes, I'm with you.
Especially since I've seen other things. So now when I see that, I'm like, oh, okay, all right.
You put one and one together.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what happened to my wife when we went back to watch the first 3 episodes before Kenobi, because we watched a couple of episodes of Kenobi, and she was asking, and I go, you know what? We need to watch the first 3 because you have not watched the first 3, right? And she says, no, I've only run into it for 5 minutes here or there, but I've never watched them. So we watched all 3, and then we finished and watched all of Kenobi, so it kind of fell into place. So it's really cool, by the way, and thank you all out there for helping me with that. That Disney did that they put it all in chronological order so you can watch it. And for us Star Wars geeks, oh my God, it's freaking awesome. Tony Zagalis is in. Steven Gonzalez says, who gives a shot who's first on the chat board as long as we tune in multiple times? There you go, Steven. There you go. Kyle is in. Isaiah, Heat Fins, Remy LeBeau, Eric Simon, Tank, Josh, Steve Allen. There we go. Last 4 episodes of season 7 were some of the best Star Wars. So you got somebody. I'm not there yet. But yeah, it's good, man. It's good. Definitely good. Anyway, there we go. Thank you, Dennis, for chiming in as always. And folks, please smash the hell out of the like button. It is very important that you smash the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. Let's get us to 13,000. We're getting close to 13,000 now. Let's get us over 13,000. And also our other channel, Big O Show Cuts. We need to get that over 1,000, please. Want to do some live broadcasting from that. So Please get us over 1,000 on that one. Go to search Big O Show Cuts and subscribe to it. We got almost 13,000 people here. We only need, less than 10% of you to go over and click on. I would love for all of you to click on Big O Show Cuts too. It would be great to strengthen that one also to the max, but I get it. It's an effort. But if you can, please smash the hell out of the like button on both channels, and please subscribe to both channels. It helps us grow immensely. Okay? There you go. Yes, sir.
Happy Canada Day out there to our Canadian listeners.
Oh, I did not know that.
I did not. I'm on Twitter, so I ran across it.
Okay. All right. And by the way, thanks to the great people at Perdomo Cigars, 5150 Northwest 167th Street. Get on down there. Check out their humidor. They got a ginormous humidor. They got a big, giant, beautiful couch. Giant, beautiful television. The place has been redesigned inside. It looks really nice. They redesigned it about 2 months ago, and they did a great job with it. Nick Perdomo is usually in there if he's not traveling around the world, so you might see the rock star there and meet him. And listen, go to your nearest cigar store anywhere in the world that you're watching and ask for the Estate Selección Vintage. Get the Maduro, by the way, which is my favorite, a 94 from the Cigar Journal, the 20th anniversary, which is probably my favorite Perdomo. Although I got to tell you, the other day, Nick Jr., I had never tried the double-aged 12-year vintage, the double-aged one, and it was so rich. It was so delicious that, I brag a lot about the 20th anniversary, and I love the Maduro because it's kind of like a medium to full type of flavor, and it got a 94 rating from Cigar Journal. But that double-aged 12-year vintage, man, that is a rich and delicious cigar. So check it out, your nearest cigar store, or go to the retail store at 5150 Northwest 167th Street. You can get hats like this, by the way, there. So check it out at PerdomoCigars.com. They will blow you away, man. Good people. All right. We've got the Marlins back in action tonight, taking on the Nationals. Trevor Rogers and Josiah Gray. Yesterday, we gave you our liquor split matchup of the night. Well, why don't we do it right now? Let's get it going early on, because I know some people have been they're texting me now. They're sending me DMs now. They're sending me all kinds of things. Hey, did you do the liquor split? Who'd you pick in the liquor split matchup of the night? So people are intrigued. We're on a roll. It is time for the liquor split matchup of the night.
It's time to tap that app. And no one loves to tap that app like the Big O. Here's the liquor split matchup of the night.
Yesterday, I'm sorry, we went with the Pirates-Milwaukee game. And remember, I told you that Pittsburgh's offense lately has been scoring some runs. The pitchers, both pitchers, were not good pitchers. And so the over and under was 8.5 runs. I think by the 6th inning, we already had that. Pittsburgh alone scored 8 runs yesterday. Didn't I tell you that they've been scoring runs? And since they were going up against a bad pitcher, well, guess what? Milwaukee got their own because they were going up against a bad pitcher. It was 8-7. They ended up scoring 15 runs. So I think over 8.5, that's like a comfortable win, right? I think, right? Maybe. Could be, right? Yeah, that's a comfortable win. So we ended up victorious in our liquor split matchup of the night. We are now 11-2 against the spread in our last 13 selections in the liquor split matchup of the night. Now, tonight, the Marlins start a set with the Nationals. Trevor Rogers is on the mound with Josiah Gray, but I'm not picking this game. This is not going to be my liquor split matchup of the night. I cannot trust Trevor Rogers. The Nationals have the better pitcher. The Nationals are favored by 1.5 here. Kind of confusing. Over and under is 9 runs. And, of course, the way Rogers has pitched, that's what Vegas is saying. But Rogers has the potential of getting back on track. so I don't trust this game. I'm staying away from it. Here's what my liquor split matchup of the night is going to go with. I'm going to go with Cincinnati and Atlanta. Cincinnati has Mike Minor on the mound, who has stunk out the place. He's 1-4. He's got a 7.71 ERA. Atlanta, Max Fried has done a nice job, man, a really good job. He's 7-2 with a 2.77 ERA. Okay, Atlanta's favored by a run and a half. The over and under is 9.5 runs. Obviously, Mike Minor, the way he's pitched, Vegas is expecting some runs here. Atlanta's a heavy favorite, minus 270, and Cincinnati's plus 220. I got to tell you something. I really like Atlanta in this game. Even though they're not even 100%, I still think they have enough offense to win by 2 runs. I still think they have enough offense to slap Mike Minor around. I think Max Fried is pitching well enough now to keep Cincinnati in check to make sure that Atlanta has the cushion they need to win. I am laying the run and a half with Atlanta against Cincinnati. I'm going with the Braves in our liquor split matchup of the night.
The matchup of the night is brought to you by Liquor Split, Miami's own online liquor store. Liquor Split. Download then tap that app and get your favorite liquor delivered to you for just $2.99. No risk, no drinking and driving. Tap that app with Liquor Split.
All right. There we go. Love it. All right. Now we're going to go to our Liquor Split Miami Heat and NBA report with Anthony Chang.
Let's tap into the latest with the Miami Heat and our Liquor Split app Miami Heat reports with insider Anthony Chang. Liquor Split is Miami's own online liquor store. Download, then tap the app and get your favorite liquor delivered to you for just $2.99. No risk, no drinking and driving. Tap that app with Liquor Split. Here's Anthony Chang.
Little Heat, a little NBA, and I think we've got a couple of things to talk about here, right? Anthony Chang, I'm sure he's been busy keeping up with everything going on with the Miami Heat. And Anthony, yesterday we had Ira on, as obviously every day of the week we have NBA insiders all throughout the week here, and that's the idea on the platform. And he was telling us that PJ Tucker was dead set on being a $10 million player, something that the Miami Heat could not make happen. Was it really all about that? I mean, it kind of sucked to see him go to Philadelphia.
Yeah, what I was told was that at this stage of his career, at 37 years old, he wanted the most guaranteed money possible. And the Heat's offer wasn't a bad one. 3 years, $27 million, guaranteed at 37. That's not a bad offer. But at the end of the day, Philly was willing to give him more. They were willing to use that non-taxpayer exception that Miami wasn't willing to use because they didn't want to get hard capped. And he got $6-7 million more from Philly. People point to the same income tax, but it's only a 3% tax over there, so it's not much. So he came away with more money. So all power to PJ, but the Heat drew a line and they weren't going to go past that final offer they gave him.
Yeah, no, obviously, and he was dead set on getting that money. Yeah. So they end up re-signing Dedmon to a 2-year, $9 million deal. So he's 4.5 against the cap. Oladipo gets a 1-year, $11 million deal. What's next now for Miami? How do they make up for the Tucker stuff? You know, we talked a little bit about Bobby Portis. Well, he re-signed already. We talked about John Collins. He's still available. Will Atlanta keep all 3 guys? Murray, Trae Young, and John Collins. I kind of have a hard time believing that. So what's going on with John Collins? What's going on with Jay Crowder? Another option for Miami. Where do they fill the PJ Tucker void, or can they?
Yeah, there's some Jay Crowder interest for sure, but I think everything is being held up by Kevin Durant, right? Because there's still a possibility Kevin Durant could replace PJ Tucker, which would be quite the upgrade. Which would be quite the upgrade and replacement for PJ Tucker. And maybe. Phoenix the same, a little bit, yeah. And Phoenix is also obviously in the Kevin Durant game, and they can't think about trading Jay Crowder right now because they might need Jay Crowder to pull off a trade, or they might need Jay Crowder if they trade half their roster for Kevin Durant. So it's kind of a waiting game right now to see until Kevin Durant makes a decision, until the Nets make a decision of how this is going to unfold. You would think maybe in the coming days, we might have to wait. Like, things have been put on pause. Obviously, Caleb Martin is still out there. He's a possible replacement for PJ. He can play the 4 a little bit at forward. But other than that, things are getting thin as far as free agency because so many of the top guys signed or agreed to terms yesterday. Guys still available. I have my list right here. Otto Porter Jr., TJ Warren, Caleb Martin, Cody Martin. There just isn't a lot of big names available right now.
I'm just thinking about TJ Warren and Butler in the same locker room. That's all I'm thinking about right now.
Be interesting. Be some good stories.
Although TJ Warren has had so many injuries in his career.
Yeah.
That I would be very. I know he's kind of stayed away from it in the last year. And it's kind of interesting, because he's headed into free agency. I would stay away from him just because of the injury history that TJ Warren has had. Overall, but he does have talent. I will say that.
He can score.
I don't know if he's the same player anymore because of all those injuries now over the last couple of years. But so what's going on before we get into all the Durant mess? I want to kind of leave that because I know that's the last and juicy question. John Collins, what is the possibilities, or are we waiting? Like you just said. Here's you know what? Let's get to the Durant thing. One of the things that I was thinking about, right? Can Miami match the amount of first rounders that Phoenix can send? No, right?
No.
Okay.
I think Phoenix could offer 4. They have control of 4 first round picks that they could offer.
And Miami 3 or 2?
Miami has 2 right now, but they could open up a 3rd by amending the protections on a pick they owe Oklahoma City, which is possible.
Okay.
So they theoretically can throw 3 first rounders in a trade.
For Durant, they'll do that happily.
Yeah.
That's not even in the discussion. So okay, so they could give up the 3, but here's the screwed up part about all of this, and the Nets have to be thinking about this. Whoever they trade Durant to, the first round picks become worse.
Sure, but the picture will be.
What I'm saying?
One of them will be next year, but the others will be in 25 or 26, and then 28.
But
so theoretically,
Phoenix is the one that has Durant. So they should be the better team. Or if Miami gets Durant, then they'll be the better team. And so you're giving yourself the worst first rounders to whoever you trade Durant to.
Yeah. Well, that's why both teams would be willing to trade those picks. Brooklyn, without a question. Yeah.
So then it comes down to who has the better players to give. And so do the Nets want young players? So then Cam and some of these guys that they have compared to Tyler and some of the guys Miami has. So when you look at that, you tell me, does Miami have any competition there? Can they compete there with Phoenix when we talk about the active young players that they can trade to Brooklyn?
Yeah, Phoenix, their package would be basically headlined by DeAndre Ayton, who's a restricted free agent. There's some complications there. Obviously, it need to be a sign and trade, base year compensation, which is a very complicated thing as far as matching salaries in a trade. I don't know how much Brooklyn wants DeAndre Ayton, right? DeAndre Ayton has been a little bit of, he's very talented, but he's had some issues in Phoenix. And
he's really not today's center anymore.
Right. Yeah.
Unfortunately, as long as you're going to surround him with a whole bunch of shooters and let him do his defensive rebounding thing and garbage scoring around the basket, then you're all right.
Yeah.
But you better surround him with a whole bunch of shooters because he's not a guy that's going to develop an 18-footer or a 22-footer.
Yeah. And Devin Booker's off the table after signing an extension yesterday with Phoenix. So I don't think you would trade him anyways because I don't think why would you trade Durant and then trade Booker? Then you're back in square one again. I'm guessing Durant wants to play with Booker, right? Like he wants to go to a team with some good players on it, not gutted.
The whole Carmelo thing has taught people a real lesson from years ago with the Knicks in Denver. That Denver traded so much that when Melo ended up getting there, he got his money. And that's all he really gave a shit about, but he really didn't have the team. The Knicks ended up actually having a better all-around team than Denver did at that moment.
Yeah. No, I agree. But, Kevin Durant, obviously at this stage of his career, it's not about the money, right? He's going to get his money. He's already under contract for 4 more years. It's about going to a really good situation where he could win. And this is the final pretty much stage of his career. He's going to be 34, I believe, or he is 34. Like these last 4 years or these next 4 years are the final 4 years probably of his prime or the back end of his prime, or even he's a little bit past his prime, but he wants to win. And I think both teams give him the opportunity to do that. And that's why they're two of his preferred teams. But I think the most interesting about this is how much power is Kevin Durant going to have, right? He doesn't have 1 year left on his deal where he could just say, I'm not going to this team and I'm going to be a free agent next year and you're going to trade all these assets away and I'm not going to resign. He has 4 years left on his deal. But he could do the same thing he's doing in Brooklyn right now in New Orleans. He can do the same thing he's doing right now in Brooklyn and Minnesota and refuse to play and say, I don't want to be here, and make their lives miserable. So, and those teams are not going to trade Zion Williamson for a Kevin Durant who doesn't want to be in New Orleans. So he has some leverage. It's just about how much he's going to use that leverage, I guess, to really get to where he wants to be.
So what's your gut tell you, man? Because I just get the feeling like he's going to Phoenix.
It seems like Phoenix is his favorite because is the favorite. I mean, Brian Windhorst from ESPN is reporting that's where Kevin Durant wants to go. Like that's his number one place, and Miami.
It just also seems to me like they have the more ammo. Actually,
yeah,
like
yeah.
That's really what I'm looking at. Just being objective.
Yeah, I think the only way he gets to the Heat is if he says I want to go to Miami, and that's like Pat gets him in a room or they talk to him and say they pitch him on the situation. He says I want to be there. And basically tells him, let's get a deal done. I don't care how you do it, but I want to go to the Heat. Other than that, it's hard to see a pathway for the Heat to get it done because there's so many other teams that can put together better trade packages. If Bam was able to be included, I'm not saying they would offer Bam, but if Bam was eligible to be traded to Brooklyn, he's not right now because of some weird NBA salary cap rule.
What about that whole thing that could you really trade Bam for Simmons if you really that's the only way you can circumvent that? You can.
It doesn't have to be for Simmons going to Miami. As long as Simmons gets traded somewhere else and it's not on Brooklyn's roster, then Bam can be part of the trade.
I had a segment, I don't know, it was like 7 months ago or something like that. And I said that, when Simmons was before he got traded, I said, really, on it, not that I want him here.
Yeah.
But I have to say, the only place I think that can fix him is Miami, possibly San Antonio. That's it. I think there are very few organizations that have a chance at reaching that kid and making him what he should be, in other words, with his talent. You know what I'm saying? You're never probably going to make him a great shooter, but you can still make him a scorer around the basket because his size and his athleticism is just an absolute mismatch for almost anybody. It's like Magic. It just reminds me a lot of Magic in that sense, that Magic was never a great shooter, but he can score like a mother because he was a 6'9" point guard that just could get his shot. And he even learned the baby hook, which is like, and let me tell you something, Anthony, to this day, I wonder how stupid everybody is in the NBA, all these big men, how nobody has taken the time to learn that shot, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
How stupid can people be? It's an unstoppable shot for a 6'10", 7-footer. Unstoppable. How do you not learn that shot? If you're not a great three-point shooter, then, dude, it's like that the art of playing with your back against the basket is just disappearing, bro. More and more every day.
Yeah, the game has changed for sure. But look at Andrew Wiggins, what Golden State did with him. It's kind of a similar thing where you go to a really good, stable organization that has a good player development program and has good leadership up top. Like those players have talent. They were drafted at the top of the draft for a reason. Ben Simmons is another guy that if he's in a good situation, like you said, you might be able to get the most out of him.
Well, hey, listen, Miami said, LeBron, we need you. Would you back your basket a little bit more? That'll improve your efficiency. Oh, Bosh, we want to put you out in the perimeter a little bit more. That'll stretch out our offense, and you have the skill set to do it. So it's part of you having the vision, understanding, and then going out there and teaching the players, and then them, of course, having the professionalism to dedicate themselves to it. All right, so we talk about Durant. It looks more like the Suns have the inside track right now over the Heat, unless a crazy Ben Simmons type deal where you include Bam to them and we get Simmons, and then the Heat somehow thinks that they can straighten out that reclamation project. I don't know. Whatever. And plus, you do have to plan for life after Lowry anyway. So, okay, if it's not that crazy scenario, because the Suns aren't going to take Ben Simmons off their hands, but if Miami's willing to do it, that might be a little bit of a caveat that might make up for some of the things that they can't make up for. Okay, so that's one crazy scene. Donovan Mitchell, we saw Bradley Beal. He wanted to stay in Loserville. He stayed in Loserville. That's fine. Okay, great. The next guy is Donovan Mitchell. We're not hearing anything whatsoever coming out of Utah, my brother. I mean, it is quiet on all fronts. Gobert, you name it. So how about that as an option for Miami?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't heard anything personally, but just reading the tea leaves of what Utah's doing, they've let a lot of their rotation players go in the first day of free agency. They traded away, I think, Rose O'Neal.
I like
it's
him.
He was one of their best defenders, quality, bench player. Yeah, I mean that's kind of like what is Utah just going to blow this up? Are they rebuilding? Does that mean Donovan Mitchell's available?
I don't know what the hell they're doing, bro.
I'm not sure, but it is definitely worth watching if you're a Heat fan, because Donovan Mitchell's a name obviously that's been linked to the Heat for months, for years almost. And yeah, that's another possibility, right? I mean, I think all the attention right now is on Kevin Durant, as it should be. But if they don't get Kevin Durant, Donovan Mitchell is going to be a name that's not going to go away for the Heat. Like, they're going to continue to be linked to him.
Okay, so let's play this game now. So we know Durant wants out. Phoenix and Miami are his lead destinations. Realistically, objectively, enough, Heat Nation, relax. Suns have the inside track. Now, the fact that people are using their cap space, and some people, like the Suns, will have to now trade a lot in order to get Durant, there'll be less players for Donovan. So the more that Utah sits there idle, the more options dry up for them to move Donovan to other destinations. If Miami is patient and they stay flexible, they may not have as much competition for Donovan Mitchell if it continues at this pace. Am I reading it wrong?
No, but it's just the timing of it's going to be interesting if it does happen, if Donovan Mitchell does ask for a trade, because Tyler Hero, as we all know, would be the centerpiece of that type of trade, right? He's their best young asset. Teams would like to have him. If you're trading a star like Donovan Mitchell, you're going to ask for the Heat's rising star in Tyler Hero. When Tyler Hero signs his extension, whenever that is, it could be in September, could be in October, he is going to be almost impossible to trade for the following year, because of a poison pill rule that when a player signs a contract, it's not into effect. It doesn't go into effect to the following year, but basically it makes him kind of untradeable. So if Donovan Mitchell is going to become available, you would want it to be before that. Before Tyler Hero signs that extension, because it's going to be very tough to put together a package, right? I mean, yeah, you could put together a package of, some other guys, but if you don't have Tyler Hero as part of it, I don't know if Utah's going to do it. So the timing of it is going to be very interesting as far as if it happens and when it happens.
Zach LaVine going to stay in Chicago?
I think all signs point to him staying in Chicago. He hasn't signed or agreed to the deal yet, but all signs point to him staying in Chicago.
Because it looks like the moves they're making around it, it's kind of like they're expecting him to, right? That's what it looks like.
Yeah, that's the expectation.
Yeah, okay. So because again, I want to clear it up with Heat Nation, because, it's options are drying up, and whale options are completely drying up for the Miami Heat. And that's why the Donovan Mitchell one is now the one that's kind of intriguing to me, because as much as I would like to see KD here, I almost feel like they would have to gut their team so much that it would kind of set them back in a way. And then it's really going to put a lot of heat on the two stars. It almost remind me of the big three the first year, where you've got, what's the name of that point guard that was over the hill?
Mike Bibby, Carlos Arroyo.
Yeah, bro, Mike Bibby. You've got pieces like that just weren't good enough to help, and then that's when you needed the Ray Allens and the Battiers and all that to really give them a foundation around the big three to really get it done. I almost feel like that if you trade for Durant, yeah, you'll have Durant and Jimmy, but you're not going to have a lot left over around those guys, and that's what I think the Heat fear also in that. With the Donovan Mitchell deal, you may not have to give up nearly as much.
Yeah, if there's any way that he could keep Bam and Jimmy while trading for Durant, obviously that's the dream scenario for the Heat or any Heat fan, and that would be probably a favorite to win the championship, or definitely one of the favorites. But it's hard to imagine, right? I mean, it's hard to imagine Brooklyn taking a package that doesn't include.
I think we
one
end up
of the
with
Heat's
Simmons.
two best players.
I think we end up with Simmons. Seriously, if you want Durant, and hey, we have a better deal with the Suns. But if you want the deal, you have to take Simmons. And I bet you that's the only way that deal happens. The Suns don't have to take Simmons because they have the ammunition. But if Brooklyn wants to unload also Simmons and get that headache off, dude, we've had to deal with Harden, we've had to deal with Kyrie. Now we've got to deal with Simmons. Let's clean the slate completely. Simmons cannot carry our franchise. We know that. Let's ship him off to Miami. Phoenix won't take him, but Miami might take. Yeah, it's like that old commercial. Give it to Mikey. He'll eat it. He'll eat anything. You know what I mean? Give it to the Heat. They'll reclamate anything, any project out there. They'll turn it around, So I almost feel like in order to get Durant, we're going to have to take that dude in order for it to happen. That's
Maybe.
just
I don't know. I don't know the Heat's appetite for trading Bam or Jimmy, to be honest with you. I don't.
No, not Jimmy.
Bam is 20.
No, they're not trading Jimmy. I'm saying if you trade Bam for Simmons.
Right.
Because in order to get Durant, they're going to want Bam. They're going to want a big centerpiece. So you got to send them Bam and Tyler, but they're going to give you Simmons and Durant in the process.
Yeah. Maybe. Okay. And one thing's for sure, though, I think, just from the first day of free agency and everything we've heard from how the Heat are operating, they're positioning themselves for a trade. Like for any guy that becomes available to be in the game. They don't want to be hard capped. They want to keep that flexibility. They obviously are signing guys to these very tradable contracts because you need different levels of salary to complete these trades with this matching salaries and all that. I mean, Dedmon to a $4 million salary, Victor Oladipo, $11 million. Like these are all different levels of salary that could help, you stack pieces together to complete that type of deal. So they're positioning themselves. They might not get Kevin Durant. They might not get Donovan Mitchell in the next 2 months, but whoever does become available, they want to be in position to get.
Right. They're maintaining flexibility.
Yeah. So
smart.
It'll be interesting to see kind of who, if it's not Durant, if it's not Mitchell, then who's the next guy that wants out.
Yeah, because when they signed the other guys that they brought back, that 31 and 10, they kind of killed their flexibility too. And that put them, and I think they learned their lesson from there. And I like what they've done right now and the way they're positioning themselves. All right, my brother, make sure you follow him at Anthony_Chang, folks, please. And of course, subscribe to the Miami Herald. Catch his exceptional work there as he continues to follow the craziness of free agency in the Miami Heat. And next week, he'll be in Vegas with us out there. So we are the only platform in town that will be out there for a whole week. So we will be out there with the boys. Anthony, have a great weekend, my friend. Enjoy July 4th. We will catch you next week in Vegas, baby.
Yes, see you in Vegas, Big O. Have a good weekend.
Got it. There you go. The great Anthony Chang in our liquor split Miami Heat and NBA report.
You're now tapped into the latest with the Miami Heat. This has been the Miami Heat Liquor Split Report with insider Anthony Chang. Download the Liquor Split app and enjoy your favorite drinks at wholesale prices. Delivered right to your door in minutes with a flat fee of $2.99. VIP lifestyle without the VIP prices. Tap that app with Liquor Split.
All right. Joseph is asking me, how about James Harden? Well, what about James Harden? James Harden's staying in Philadelphia, and I don't want James Harden anywhere in Miami, bro, please. But he's staying there. And he's not taking a pay cut. He's deferring salary to the back end. He's not taking a pay cut. He'll take less on the front end and then add it to the back end of the contract. That's how he's doing them a favor. God, You'll see when he signs his deal, it'll be the same max deal, but it'll be back-ended. That's all. He'll take less now, and at least he should. The way he has screwed Morey over, this is the way he should repay him. But it ain't because he's taking a pay cut. He's just taking less up front and back-ending it. Marlins and Loria style. No point in trading KD if you have no roster. KD couldn't carry OKC or Nets by himself. Yep, no, I'm with you. I'm with you. That's I think the problem there. If Simmons comes to Miami, Butler's leaving. No, not really. I don't think so. Seth Curry? Nah, I don't think that's what they really need. Let's see. Big O, does Anthony know about Sylvander tweeting out that Miami already put out a trade for Donovan Mitchell? Well, I'm sure they've put out several trades. That's nothing new. The question is, when are they going to accept a trade? And has Miami put out anything that they want? Obviously not. But I'm sure there's been offers and talks between them. I'm sure that Utah has entertained offers from others. You know, conversations go on all the time. Big O, the only show I can enjoy a morning beer. There you go. Nice. I like it. Little morning beer. Thank you, John, out there. James Harden is not coming to Miami. We don't have an In-N-Out burger joint. No, but we do have strip clubs. Lots of them. So he may love that. Tootsie's, you know. Maybe the kind of place. A little cheetah action for you. Scores up in Pompano or West Palm, or right? West Palm. So we got our strip clubs down here, man. That's what James Harden really wants. That's his In-N-Out burger. By the way, did you guys see that Florida pastor that got arrested at a Starbucks? Did you see this story? Now, this is a crazy. Let me make sure there's, no. Make sure the right people aren't around, or the wrong people, shall I say? But technically, the right people, because then it would be a uncomfortable situation. But a Florida pastor is facing charges for allegedly masturbating in the patio area of an Osceola County Starbucks. According to the arrest report, the Osceola County Sheriff's Inigio Dali Muniz Colon, 39, was arrested after deputies received a report about a man exposing his sexual organs while masturbating on the patio of a Starbucks along Osceola Parkway in Kissimmee. An investigation later revealed that Muniz Colon previously faced similar charges that also occurred at the location. And he was still a pastor after that one? So he's arrested on Monday of charges of exposing his sexual organs and being held on a $1,000 bond. He's a pastor at in Kissimmee and teaches online ministry classes. Does he teach him with Jeffrey Toobin? I mean, seriously. Starbucks, Osceola Parkway, Kissimmee, masturbating. What is wrong with people? What the hell is that? Like, that's a dude that should never see the light of day ever again. Oh my God. That's some sick stuff. That pastor sounds like Kellen Winslow Jr. Hey, well, actually, it makes Kellen Winslow Jr. look like a saint. The Miami Heat is too hard of a franchise for James Harden. He won't be able to stay in shape for us. Same problem we're dealing with, Lowry and Harden. Now, too extreme. Don't even bother worrying about talking about Harden, bro. Demons, Big O? I don't know about demons. That's pretty disgusting is what I would call it. That's what I would call that. Absolutely disgusting. All right, don't forget, folks, EJD Construction, a proud sponsor of our program, 305-433-4843. If you're looking to expand your home, you're looking at a second floor, another room, you want to remodelize the entire kitchen or modernize that entire kitchen, remodel it. You want to, how about the backyard? You want to put out a tiki hut with a whole kitchen in the back and barbecue area, all of that. They do all of those kind of things, man. If you're looking for custom home construction and major home remodeling, we're not talking about a handyman. You call EJD Construction, 305-433-4843, folks. And listen, when we talk about they can provide cost analysis with architectural drawings in the design phase prior to paying for the engineering phase, and cost analysis, what is it? It's the basic construction estimate with an added 15 to 30% contingency to establish a budget for construction. They'll do the bid set for you, a full set of architectural drawings that include a site plan, mechanical, and plumbing. Call EJD Construction, folks. They will save you money. Shell construction in-house. That's how they keep the cost down. And, of course, fully insured. Do not hire anybody that is not fully insured, because you could end up in a lawsuit. They're fully insured. $2 million liability, $1 million workers' comp. That's why you want to call them. 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com. Manny Navarro and a little college football and Canes talk next.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your Inter Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or intermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inter Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Sports Grill on Bird Road, Miami Lakes, and their newest location in Doral is now hiring. If you're looking to join a great company and South Florida institution, give them a ring or drop an email. Sports Grill is hiring all kinds of positions, from hostess to servers, bartenders, or join the kitchen staff to craft some great food for their amazing customers. Please send your resume to m.cruz@sportsgrillmiami.com or call 305-219-5726. That's 305-219-5726. Sports Grill. Good food, good drink, good friends.
Red Recover now offers a simple-to-use, professional-grade light therapy device designed to help your dog heal and live a healthier life. Red Recover emits red and infrared light therapy based on the same science that NASA developed, all in a soft, flexible housing pad powered by a convenient, rechargeable lithium-ion battery. Give your dog the same therapy that many veterinarians use today, but at a fraction of the cost. Pads are available in 3 sizes and come with attachment straps, clips, and an easy-to-use manual. Red Recover can help your dog with arthritic conditions, muscle soreness, intervertebral disc disease, ACL rehabilitation, performance, aging, and general health and happiness. You simply place the pad over the desired area and allow our proprietary Tri-Light therapeutic wrap to penetrate deep into the tissue, where a number of healing parameters will be stimulated. When starting treatment, apply for 10 to 15 minutes daily and lessen the application time as needed for best results. Say yes to science and give your dog the care it deserves with Red Recover.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your Inter Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or intermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inter Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. Time for Canes fans to get what they want. Information, insight, and perspective. It's the Caneswear Miami Hurricanes Report with Manny Navarro. Exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. Here's Big O and insider Manny Navarro.
All righty. There he is, the man, the myth, the legend. That is Manny Navarro. And, of course, follow him on Twitter at Manny_Navarro and catch his work there at The Athletic. You can catch him twice a week here doing our Caneswear Miami Hurricanes report. How you doing, my friend? You doing all right?
Hanging in there, man. It's been a wild 24 hours here in college football, hasn't it?
Yeah, man. And obviously that's where we're going to start because we could talk about the recruits and all that stuff. And we'll get to that in a minute. Yesterday, obviously, the move, UCLA and USC making the move. They're going to join the Big Ten. And so it's starting to look like, we were talking about a Power 4 conference Power 5. Then we were talking about maybe it would be a Super 4 conference. Now we're looking at 2 conferences becoming the super conferences in the Big Ten and the SEC now. Although I got to tell you something. I got to be honest. Who the F is UCLA? Seriously, I mean,
they were great at basketball once.
Yeah, once and football, they've had some moments, 40, 50 years ago or something, but they've been irrelevant forever, my brother. I mean, it's a nice campus. I love that little UCLA downtown that they have and all that. I've been there. I've seen all that stuff, and it's really, really cool. But, they make it sound like they added these 2 powerhouse programs, which USC has been mediocre for years, and UCLA has been so irrelevant, dude. They're still living off of John Wooden. I mean, that's all they could ever live off of is John Wooden. You know what I mean? So it's I love how they make it sound bigger than what it is. Now they are getting the LA market. So I get that. I get it. But let's not make it sound like they added these 2 incredible schools or something like that. I mean, give me a break.
This has, I think it has much more to do with, TV ratings and being able to get rivalries that people will tune in to watch than anything else. And you go back to what happened a year ago, right? Oklahoma and Texas. Texas hasn't been the second best team in the Big 12, but Texas has a huge viewership.
Yep.
And they do have a rivalry with Oklahoma. And so what you're seeing here is basically the 2 most powerful conferences with the most money and the best TV deals taking the best TV matchups from their brothers, right? The other Power 5 conferences. And so now the ACC is next, right? I mean,
well, that's what I was going to ask you. For the University of Miami, aren't you on the phone already with the SEC?
Well, you'd think so, but I think there were a lot of people in college football yesterday caught off guard by the news. And I can tell you, I spoke to a lot of people around the ACC yesterday. And Grace Rayner and I worked on the sort of ACC perspective with this story. And I'll tell you, there are a lot of people who didn't see this coming. Now, I think some of the smarter people involved in this, knew USC wasn't happy with the contract it had in the Pac-12, especially hiring, Riley from Oklahoma. And feeling like, okay, we're sort of on the mend here in terms of a big change with USC football here in the coming years, right? And instead, I don't think anybody saw it quite as far along, right, as what happened yesterday, where it was already boom, a done deal. They're in the Pac-12, but it was sort of the same way with Oklahoma and Texas last year. So people were caught off guard, but I will tell you, everybody's on alert now. And the reality is, from talking to different administrators and different people, right now the Big Ten and the SEC are going to be at 16. They're not going to jump to 18. It's going to be to 20 at the very least. Right. So if you're looking at the future and saying, okay, how does Miami position itself maybe to make the jump to the SEC, which I think is the more natural fit than the Big Ten, you got to be attractive. You've got to be one of those 4 teams. And I think from a television perspective, Miami still brings it. And with Mario Cristobal and the amount of money that Miami, is spending right now on football and upgrading things, the coaching staff, etc., they're expecting an improvement. So,
and by the way, Miami Fort Lauderdale top 15 market. So
correct.
You don't have that in every conference that you have the top 15 markets. They're one of the top 15 markets.
You have You have Miami in a very attractive situation. Florida State has been down now for almost a decade. Okay, they've really fallen off. They've had losing seasons. But naturally, you say, well, what would be the next one the SEC would want to get as far as a natural matchup? Miami, Florida State makes the most sense. The problem is there's more attractive teams out there. Okay, for instance, Clemson, all right, who's been in the college football playoff quite regularly here, and Dabo Swinney still seems. I know they had an off year last year with 10 wins, but they're an attractive team. Notre Dame obviously is the most attractive team out there. And the other issue is anybody from the ACC, okay, there's this grant of rights deal. And I don't know how much people get into reading all these articles, but the grant of rights is basically the ACC owns the media rights for every team in the ACC through 2036, okay? Notre Dame's obviously in a different position because they're not part of the conference's football. And Notre Dame has its own TV network. And so shedding itself of the ACC to go to the Big Ten, which most people think is going to happen, probably won't be very difficult for them. But for Miami, Florida State, and Clemson, it's a little tougher. It creates a bigger issue. And the reality is the Pac-12, okay, is much more pluckable right now than anybody else because their TV contract ends in 24. So what I think is going to happen next, people have been asking, man, what happens next? I think you see schools like Oregon and Washington and potentially Stanford and Cal. Everybody's like, well, it's going to be so weird. USC and UCLA, they're going to have to travel so much. Well, not if they add 6 teams from the Pac-12, right? And they have sort of a West Coast branch of the Big Ten. So I think that's potentially the next step here. I know that I spoke to some ACC people who think that Cal and Stanford are a better fit for the ACC. They're academic schools. The ACC has all these great academic institutions. They pride themselves on that. But, I mean, who knows what's going to happen here? I just think Miami's in a situation where if they start winning on the football field and prove themselves to be valuable, I think they'll be fine. But if that doesn't happen for whatever reason, maybe they're one of the teams that's left out of the big money. And in the end, you want to be in the money because if you're not in these super conferences, you're kind of screwed. You're kind of screwed at this point. I mean, look at the projections for the money. I mean, these schools are going to be making over $100 million a year on TV revenue. Meanwhile, the ACC right now is averaging 30.
Yeah.
So
the SEC is what a $2 or $3 billion contract, and then now the Big Ten is going to get to $1 billion.
Right. I mean, I'm looking at a chart here that was put out last year, and right now, if you go back to last year, Big Ten $57.2 million payout. This is per school. Okay. SEC 54, Big 12 40, Pac-12 34.4, ACC 30.9. If you go to 2029, okay, the end of the decade, 7 years from now, the SEC is at 117.8 and 101.1 for the Big Ten. Now the Big Ten just added USC and UCLA. That's going to go above what the SEC. So the whole point is when you project, right, which is what all these schools do when they make these decisions. It's not about the current situation, and the college football playoff is going to be an entirely different situation, right? But the whole point is to get to the point where you're profiting so much more that you're going to have the best coaches. All the recruits are going to want to come play for you, and it's going to create such a disadvantage for everybody else. And so what happens here the next few years is going to be fascinating. And who becomes those 8 teams, right? A
lot of rivalries are dying, bro. A lot of rivalries are dying.
Yeah.
A lot of college football traditions are going to die. Some of them will stay alive because the Big Ten and the SEC will mostly stay together. So some of their own rivalries will stay alive, but Pac-10, 12, 8, whatever it was, ACC, whatever else what is Big 12, all those all these conferences are going to get absolutely. I was thinking about this when I was thinking about this segment you and I almost get the feeling like Miami will end up in the SEC and Florida State will end up in the Big Ten.
I kind of disagree with that only because I think the Big Ten is more of a priding itself on the academic side of it, and I don't know that Florida State is
but you just talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
and it's what I thought about last night, what you just talked about.
Okay.
If Miami wins, they'll be fine. I
Mhm.
think Miami is going to be winning, and they're going to be fine. I don't think Florida State is going to win and be fine. So I think Norville and company will not make them as sexy, and so they end up in the Big Ten. I'm just saying I'm thinking of all these rivalries getting
Yeah.
destroyed, and I'm thinking of ours getting destroyed between FSU.
I think Miami and Florida State survive on the fact that their rivalry still draws eyeballs on television. Maybe not what they used to, but if Miami is playing at an elite level in the next few years,
Not
that'll
on a national level anymore.
no.
It doesn't attract. It's still it's regional now. It used to be
But
a national premier national game. Now it's not a premier national.
no, it's
game anymore.
right now it isn't because both teams are bad. But when Florida State was good and competing
know.
for national championships with Jameis Winston, people were still tuning in. I think Miami will get to that point as well. I think Miami will be a playoff contender, or if it goes to 12, they'll be a playoff team in my mind. But my point is, I think they're a package deal. I think Miami and Florida State are a package deal here. And you have to just sort of look at it that way, always from the super conference standpoint of these guys need to regionalize things, and do it tactically based on television ratings and what sells on television. And I think Miami and Florida State, okay, it's not what it was, but it still sells. There's still enough people who are going to say, I want to tune in to watch that versus, what the ACC tried to do this week, which is make Miami and Louisville a rivalry when they name them permanent. So that's what's going to happen here. But it's all fascinating. And as I dive more and more into this, it's just wild, like you said, to think about the way this is going to change college football, and to think how we viewed college football for rivalries for years, and now it's all about one thing, man. That college football playoff. It's all about positioning yourself to get the most spots. And that's really what I think the Big Ten and the SEC are doing, right? Because when you go down to, hey, who qualifies for this thing? I mean, what kind of argument, if Miami stays in the ACC, are they going to have to get in versus a team that finishes in fourth place in the 20-team SEC if they're not part of it?
Right.
I mean, so it's like it's the have and the have-nots, bro. You either get in or you don't. And the only other solution here, okay, and this is all based on television. CBS kind of got screwed right out of the college football match. They got the SEC was sort of taken away from them, and they got out of the game. Fox is obviously spearheading the Big 12. ESPN is spearheading, the SEC. Maybe there's a scenario here where CBS gets involved and they form a third super conference. And that's what helps some of these other teams that are left out. Because right now you have 65 Power 5 teams. And it's going to grow here with UCF and Houston and BYU and these other teams.
Well, you better hurry up because you're losing the sexy names.
But that's what my point is here.
There's no way a third power conference steps up if they don't get all the sexy names that are left. And by the way, somebody's asking about Clemson. They'll be in the SEC very soon.
They are. I would say if you ranked the teams right now in sexiness for these conferences, I would put Notre Dame 1, obviously, which may be the hardest one to get for anybody. Although Big Ten seems like they have the easiest way in because
they'll go to the Big Ten. I bet.
You got the USC rivalry for them and everything else, and they're in the Midwest.
Michigan State. They play a lot of those teams, dude. Yeah.
Clemson is probably second. I'd say Oregon is probably third. Okay, because they've been the best team in the Pac-12. Arguably the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
And so then after that, you probably have Miami, Florida State. I don't know. It'd be interesting to sit there and do the pecking order of who these conferences would target individually. But then again, it's like I told you, you got to think of it as a package deal. You got to think of it as how do you regionalize the TV and marketing and its rivalry.
By the way, Utah's got to be considered out of the Pac-12.
You would think so, right? But who's
pretty good? And by the way, BYU is super powerful, man.
Well, BYU's headed to the Big 12 now, and but who knows? I mean, again, to me, this is about rivalry.
That's why I mentioned Utah, because like they took BYU because they understood BYU's power Hell,
Right.
BYU does BYU still they had their own network up until they joined the conference, right?
I
Didn't
think they
have their own-
did. Yeah,
Yeah,
but it
I mean,
wasn't. It wasn't.
BYU's a powerhouse, dude, money wise.
Well, they are in that area. You'd want the BYU Utah rivalry, but all this stuff is just, again, fascinating to watch, and it's a story that we all have to keep our eyes on. And it almost, I don't want to say it overtakes everything, right? Like, you're still going to have a football season this coming year, but how do you not? I mean, with recruiting, right? And just these kids now are like, I don't want to get left out of the SEC. I don't want to get left out of the Big Ten. That's going to be where all the games are. So how it shapes everything, the transfer portal, everything moving forward, it really is the big story in college sports.
Yeah, no, it makes a lot of sense. Robert Stafford, talk to me. Cornerback, wide receiver, talk to me. What should Canes fans like about this athlete / corner?
Mario's done a really good job getting guys here who aren't just football players. Like, you look at this commitment class, and he's getting multi-sport athletes, which, by the way, I mean, that is a Jimmy Johnson, Butch Davis thing, right? Like, they like recruiting guys who weren't just football players. Alonzo Highsmith, I've talked to him many times. They don't want guys that are just about football. They want guys that are good enough and competitive enough. And this kid's a basketball player, a kid who's been, he's only 5'11". He plays point guard, but he can dunk. He's been dunking since he was in the 9th grade. So he's got tremendous vertical. His coach, Coach Sands, who I spoke to yesterday, told me he's got really long arms. I think he's got a 6'4" wingspan. For a 5'11" point guard, that's pretty good. You want that as a DB. 4'4", 40. Now, not everybody thinks, look, he's only been playing cornerback really full time for a year. I mean, and playing both ways for his high school team. But as far as being on the field, getting a ton of snaps, he's only done that for a year. So he's going to have to be coached up. But I think, the talent in terms of ability and what he could be once he's molded by this coaching staff is phenomenal. And that's what you want. You want guys that are great athletes, that are hungry, competitive. And this kid, I think, was real fired up to commit to Miami yesterday. He looks like he's very committed. His parents, he's from the Melbourne area. I think this is a good pickup for them. And Miami is still in the mix for some other cornerbacks. I know they want Cormani McLean out of Lakeland. I think Cormani's going to Alabama. There's Damari Brown, the son of Selwyn Brown from Plantation American Heritage. He's another elite kid, a 4-star kid. I think they got a better shot at Damari and potentially pairing him up with Robert as their 2 cornerbacks in this class.
All right. Good stuff, man. It's nice to see that. Listen, no one's going to outwork this coaching staff, and that's the beauty of it. And that's half the battle. And one of the things that I love about Mario that you can tell, he's big into relationships, man. And that is half the battle. And I think that that's what's going to allow him to set that foundation. And, the hiring of Mario, the spending of this program now, that this program has opened up its wallets. Little did they know if they were one of the people that were taken by surprise by yesterday's move. It now directly becomes a very important move by them, because if they didn't make this kind of commitment, they would have no shot at joining these power conferences that are developing right now.
Oh, yeah.
As you just said earlier in this interview, if you start taking care of business and winning, then there's no doubt in my mind that you're going to end up, in one of those power conferences, because you will be as sexy as you are, as attention driven as your logo is, because that's what people still are driven by, that logo, the U and all that stuff. The football team, not so much on a national level. The program itself still makes headlines in other news circles. You know what I'm saying? So now this investment, if it gets them back to being relevant on the football field, that's it, man. This is what's going to put them over the top.
Yeah, and again, a lot has changed, and I told people, this last year, you and I talked about this. It was about the school waking up more than anything else. Forget who the head coach is. Forget the athletic director, if the school is behind supporting this football program and investing in it, that was the key to all of it. And thankfully, there's a guy like Mario Cristobal who's really, really good and loves the University of Miami because he won 2 national championships there, who wanted this job and was willing to take on the challenges that it presented, right? And having an athletic director like Dan Radakovich that you could pick off from Clemson. Thankfully, those options were available. But the biggest thing more than anything else is that the school woke up and said, hey, we got to do something. And now hopefully, they view this as the next challenge, which is how do we get into a super conference so that, 10 years from now, we can remain with the big boys, because seismic change is coming to college sports, whether people like it or not. So,
well, I'm with you there, bro. There's no doubt in my mind. By the way, remember, go to caneswear.com. Check it out anywhere in the country. They deliver right away when you order. You'll get it pretty soon, man. They are very quick on their service. And when you order over anything over $99, you will get free shipping. They got anything and everything with a Canes logo. And then, of course, they've got Marlins, Panthers, Dolphins, Heat, Inter Miami gear, all kinds of stuff. Go to caneswear.com. Follow my man on Twitter at Manny_Navarro and catch his work there at The Athletic. Manny, as always, thank you, my man. Have a great weekend, my friends.
You too, my brother. Take care.
You got it. There you go. That is Manny Navarro in our Caneswear Miami Hurricanes report.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your Inter Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or intermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inter Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
We're out here, baby, at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines, the finest dealership in the business. The boys are celebrating their 14th anniversary, man, and the Integra is on the lot. The 2023 Integra 2023. Yes, it's out. $369 a month. Amazing lease features. The 2022 TLX technology package. Great deal, $479 a month. They've got some certified pre-owned vehicles, amazing RDX, MDX, ILX, TLX, financing as low as 0.99%. So come on down to the finest dealership in the business. They are the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States now 12 years in a row. It is Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. All right, give me 2 minutes here. Let me rest the voice. Back in 2 minutes, live from Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your Inter Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or intermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inter Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Sports Grill on Bird Road, Miami Lakes, and their newest location in Doral is now hiring. If you're looking to join a great company and South Florida institution, give them a ring or drop an email. Sports Grill is hiring all kinds of positions from hostess to servers, bartenders, or join the kitchen staff to craft some great food for their amazing customers. Please send your resume to m.cruz@sportsgrillmiami.com or call 305-219-5726. That's 305-219-5726. Sports Grill. Good food, good drink, good friends.
Red Recover now offers a simple-to-use, professional-grade light therapy device designed to help your dog heal and live a healthier life. Red Recover emits red and infrared light therapy based on the same science that NASA developed, all in a soft, flexible housing pad powered by a convenient, rechargeable lithium-ion battery. Give your dog the same therapy that many veterinarians use today, but at a fraction of the cost. Pads are available in 3 sizes and come with attachment straps, clips, and an easy-to-use manual. Red Recover can help your dog with arthritic conditions, muscle soreness, intervertebral disc disease, ACL rehabilitation, performance, aging, and general health and happiness. You simply place the pad over the desired area and allow our proprietary Tri-Light therapeutic wrap to penetrate deep into the tissue where a number of healing parameters will be stimulated. When starting treatment, apply for 10 to 15 minutes daily and lessen the application time as needed for best results. Say yes to science and give your dog the care it deserves with Red Recover.
Why is it that you get locked out in the worst moments of your life?
Where are my car keys? Man, I can't find my house keys.
In those frustrating moments, you need a locksmith you can count on. A. Lenny Locksmiths in South Florida, from Miami to Port St. Lucie. In Central Florida, A. Lenny locks it down in Orlando and Tampa Bay. Lockouts or lock changes for home or business, car key replacements, and programming all model cars. 24-hour service. Call them at 855-869-5625. Go to the website at alennylocksmith.com.
The Big O Radio Show is looking for partners to join our growing platform. If your business is ready to reach an audience that starts in Florida, crosses the nation while expanding internationally, this is the program that provides that vehicle. The Big O Radio Show is ready to broadcast live anywhere in the world to represent your event or product. To reach out by phone, 786-754-4664. That's 786-754-4664. Or email bigoradioshow@yahoo.com. Help us grow as we provide the content and personal connection corporate entities will never achieve. When you move, you need a reliable company led by passionate folks, eager to assist its customers during a transitional process that needs to be smooth. Call Essential Moving Experts at 844-368-5750 for all your local and long-distance moving needs. You can rely on Essential Moving Experts. Mention the Big O Show and get $150 off. Family owned and operated, they offer free 30-day storage, full-service moving, fully licensed, bonded, and insured. Moving was never so easy. EssentialMovingExperts.com.
For over 16 years, EJDConstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDConstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDConstruction.com.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. The Big O Radio Show is home for the hardcore Dolphins fan. That's why we give you Omar Kelly twice a week. Buckle up. It's time for the EJDConstruction.com Miami Dolphins Report, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show.
All right, we are back, baby, ready to rock and roll. There he is, Omar Kelly. Yes, sir.
Wearing my Dolphins gear for all those Dolphin fans out there who say that I'm not a fan of the team.
Bullshit. You just had everything else dirty. That was a freebie that was hanging around, so you threw it on.
I love this shirt. What are you talking about? Listen, the Dolphins, even though it is a freebie, when the Dolphins give out free gear, man, that Dolphins dry fit, Tom Garfinkel spares no expense now. He's not a corner cutter, and I love that.
Well, as long as it has the old logo, I'm all right. That one, yeah. That whale logo's got to go. Tom's got to fix that. I had an interview with Tom about a year and a half ago, and he basically kind of, it's there on YouTube somewhere. You can kind of tell it's in the works. It's
You know what it's about? It's about you still buy the old logo. So all these companies, they make you buy the new and the old.
Right, yeah. But what I'm saying is they're going to go back to the old logo. They'll put their own twist to it like they did in the 90s. And, and you'll see. They'll go back to it. They eventually, there's a time thing to it. So, and I think we're approaching it because you have to wait, I think, 7 years to file after the logos, after the whatever logo you have in place, and then I think within 10 you get to do it, and we're like in that realm right now. So I would not be surprised if we see some kind of change very soon with them, because remember that whale came out before Garfinkel, if I'm correct.
Wow. Yeah. I can't remember, but yeah.
I think so.
I've been here too long. I've been here 15 years, bro. Like
I think the whale came out just before Garfinkel came in, and Garfinkel does all the right things. So Garfinkel wouldn't have done a whale. So I think Garfinkel's gonna get it right, because that's what Garfinkel does. He gets it right.
I'm looking at it. And I'm like, it looks like a dolphin to me. You keep calling it a whale.
Yeah, it looks like a whale, bro. It's a whale movement. That's not a dolphin movement.
Okay.
Whale
that absolutely 100% agree with you on that.
Yeah, it's like
it's a whale movement.
They made it look very Kyle Lowry-ish.
Wow.
Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, whale-ish. I'm sorry. That was like some kind of a Freudian slip or something. I don't know. I don't know what you want to call it.
Let me ask you a question. This is not Dolphins talk. This is South Florida talk.
It's the off season, bro. Let's go.
Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant. Should the Heat make a play?
I wouldn't trade for Kyrie's crazy ass in any way, shape, or form. Plus, he already drove Kevin Durant crazy in one place. You don't want him.
No, I'm not saying a package.
Durant's the guy that I would make the move for if I can, but I think the Suns have the better I think Donovan Mitchell is the other one that you have to try to make a move for. So yeah, it's either Durant or Mitchell is the moves that I would try to make from the Miami.
Donovan Mitchell doesn't make you an instant title contender. Durant does. And I would say Kyrie does as well. I know you don't want to.
No, you can't count on Kyrie. So that's not. Plus, he never stays healthy or anything like that. There's.
All right. But what has Donovan Mitchell done and won?
Well, but he's in Utah. I mean, dude, it's hard to win in Utah, my brother. Even Karl Malone and John Stockton were great players, and they couldn't get it done. Now, they did it in the Jordan era, which made it even harder for them.
Okay, take out the crazy. Who's a superior player, Irving or Donovan Mitchell?
Oh, Irving.
So why would you? I mean, and that's
because he's crazy and unreliable and injury prone, my brother.
Here's
he
my
lacks
thought process.
all professionalism.
Here's my thought process on the Heat, and this is a place that I dream that one day the Miami Dolphins get to. I don't care who it is. I don't care what the player is. If Pat Riley is advocating for it, if this is a Pat Riley move, I have trust, faith, and belief. And I
understand that. And
I'm not going to question it. If he delivers,
I get all of that, but he makes mistakes too. And signing Kyrie Irving would be a mistake. By the way, right now, the Kyle Lowry signing is a mistake.
Because he had whatever the drama is, and
I don't care. No, I don't. I respect that side of it. What I don't respect is his lack of professionalism on the court. The fact that he didn't take care of himself and he looked like me, that's unacceptable. Whatever issues he might have had personally, that's fine, bro. Leave the drive-through alone. I'm sorry. Compartmentalize, man. Yeah, you had issues. Well, yeah, you don't need to stuff your face, man. You need to run that. You need to run that basketball team. And
some of us stuff our face when we got issues, Big O.
Well, hey, listen, I've had that problem for a long freaking time, bro. So I know what fatness is. I got to fight fatness for.
Big O, and
I've been fighting the fatness for 30 years now, really, because it was in my early 20s where the rubber band broke, and all of a sudden everything that I ate stuck with me, which was like the weirdest thing.
I eat my emotions, and I feel judged by you.
Yeah, but you and I aren't NBA point guards. So, I can do my job fat. You know what I'm saying? You can do your job fat. He cannot do his job fat. And so that signing is a bust. Whiteside is a bust. He's going to make mistakes. You know what I'm saying?
I trust and believe he'll figure it out.
As much as, after a mistake, he'll figure it out and get you out of it. And that's what I love about Riley. I would never give up on Riley. But I would disagree with him like I did with Whiteside. I never agreed on that contract. And I did not agree, by the way, on the Lowry and Butler contracts because they're too old to extend them that long. But hey, man, I get it. You gotta live with the good with the bad. But Kyrie is not a guy. He's not a Heat player, Omar. Think about that. That's the other thing.
Listen, but if Pat did it, I'm not saying that's why I asked you your question and your thoughts on it, because I've heard the same thing from my fellow Heat fans and some of my homies who we privately chat. You know, people don't realize this, but I'm like a fan too. I don't always like put on my analytical, and I always reserve my opportunity to be a fan of like one team. It used to be the Hurricanes. I basically emotionally divorced myself from the Hurricanes. Cristobal, I might come back. But the Heat, I just fan out on the Heat. Don't want to cover them, don't want to deal. I just fan out. So I'm just curious. What do you say?
Great franchise, dude. They just know how to do things.
Yep.
They do it right. You know? They're just amazing the way it is. But Mitchell is a Heat player. And you will be a contender with Mitchell. If you're not really giving up, you know, the house like you would have to that's the problem with trading for Kevin Durant. You may not have enough left over to surround him. And then you're like the big three in the first year that you didn't have enough around him and you had to go get Ray Allen and Shane Battier and all these other guys to kind of complement, you know, the big three, because you got to have role players, man. In any sport, sure, you need the stars to put you over the top, but bro, the role players, they've got to be, they're super important. And that's the problem with that. Now with Donovan, he's a Heat player, not like Kyrie. And if you're able to trade for him, you'll have to give up a lot, but not the amount that you have to give up for Durant.
Yeah.
And so you'll have enough to pair up with Butler and the boys.
But if that deal could have gotten done, don't you think it would have gotten done by now?
The Donovan one? No, because we don't know what the hell's going on in Utah, my brother. They want to move Gobert, and you know they had head coach issues. They just brought in a new personnel guy. They are in flux right now in Utah, and a lot of people don't understand necessarily what they're trying to do. They just traded away one of their better role players yesterday, in Royce O'Neal. So it's kind of an odd thing what's going on in Utah. A lot of us don't know what's going on. And when you start trading pieces away, then Donovan Mitchell looks around and goes, who's left? Who's competing with me? Oh, I want out of here. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like the Durant thing. He got to a point where, okay, well, this is a whole mess. Kyrie, they don't want to make any commitment to him. Well, then I want to get the hell out of here. Gotcha. You know what I mean? And so I think that's what's going to happen with Mitchell, that he needs to reach that boiling point and say, okay, I've had enough. I got to get out of here. Nobody wins in Utah anyways, dude. It's so hard. Just is. When you're not in the NBA is a weird dynamic, because, see, the Bengals this offseason, they needed offensive linemen, and they went and spent a whole bunch of money. You're the Cincinnati Bengals. You can still bring free agents in. You're the Carolina Panthers. You can bring free agents in. But in the NBA, you're the Charlotte Hornets, or you're the Utah Jazz, or you're Memphis Grizzlies, or you're the Sacramento Kings, or you're the Orlando Magic. Bro, you got no luck in free agency. It doesn't matter, dude. These young players, they don't want anything to do with those towns. They want to go to New York. They want to go to Miami. They want to go to LA. They want to go to Chicago. They want to go to cool places, or a dynasty like San Antonio when they had it going on. Outside of that, these cats in the NBA are completely different, man. So Utah is a really difficult place to win if you can't draft or trade for the player. That's all weird. You know?
I hear you.
It's tough. Look at Golden State, another sexy destination. So
it's always that way, though.
Yeah. No, but they made it that way because it's a great town. Well, it was, because I don't know about that state. It's kind of gone to shit. But anyway, San Francisco, normally a great town. So if you have a good team, if you're the Niners, if you're the Giants, and then obviously now the Warriors, people will go. They'll play. They'll play in the Oakland. They'll play if you make it sexy, because it's not a bad area to live. But some of those other areas like Sacramento, dude, you can't get a free agent to go there if his life depended on it. You have to overpay for a B-level free agent and give him A-level money.
Yeah.
That's the only way. It's sad. It's sad. All right. Did you catch the Tua Tyreek podcast?
No, I didn't. When did it drop?
It dropped. By the way, Tyreek Hill, you can, I'm going to go to camp too. And if I get a chance, I'll tell him that he's officially now Cuban.
How far? What I missed?
Supposedly it was supposed to drop at 7, and then it didn't drop at 7. So then he sent out a tweet like, hey, relax, everybody. It'll drop on all platforms at 8 o'clock. So take your time getting home, and you can, whatever. I'm paraphrasing his tweet. So 8 o'clock rolls around. There's no drop. I think it dropped like at 10 o'clock. So he's officially a Cuban. That's it. Tyreek Hill is officially in South Florida. We have polluted him. I know what you're about to say, that the brothers sometimes also take some stock in being late. I get it. I get that. But we got to take hold of that. We kind of own that as Cubans, bro.
I didn't even know that about Cubans. And can't you say
we are the worst? We are the worst. The worst. The worst. It's not even close.
You could say it, and technically I could say it. So hey,
no, I got a friend of mine that he says slow down. He tells me all the time. He goes, we're just as bad. He says it all the time. So that's why I mentioned it to you, because I know my friend, and he tells me, I know, bro. Black people we're rarely on time too. And I go, well, I can tell you, us Cubans, bro, we're late to a funeral.
CP don't stand for Cuban people time, stand for colored people time. I'm just saying.
I guess. I know you guys want to take that claim.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
If you want it, you can have it.
No, we own it. No, we own it. I know very few Cubans that are on time. I'm one of the few Cubans that comes on time to things. Okay?
I'm an on-time guy. My wife, we spent the first few years of our relationship battling with that because, if you tell her 8 o'clock we're leaving the house, in her mind that means we leave the house at 8:30.
Okay.
So I had to start lying about the time we're leaving, and now whatever time I give you, you got 15 extra minutes. That's it. And we do a makeup in the car from that point. And it's only taken me about 7 years to get there. But I'm proud of where we are. And now we're usually only about 10 minutes late to everything, which means we're probably the first ones there in South Florida.
That's pretty good, actually. Yeah, that's pretty good. 10 minutes late means, you're probably one of the lonely ones there.
Yeah, 10, 15 minutes late. And we're either the first or second ones there. And I'm okay with that. But people know I'm going to be on time, generally.
Yeah. No, you're right about that. All right. When you watch it, one of the things that, and I think we've kind of seen it, throughout the offseason, but you'll sense it a little bit more, I think, in the interview, is Tua's more comfortable and more confident than he's ever been. And I think it's really not about him. It's just about the environment that has allowed him to now become more of himself. I think, instead of as reserved as he normally is, which he is reserved on the private level, but I'm talking about on a professional, on a football level. But it's funny because when you see the interview, you'll see that Tyreek Hill is still kind of pushing him to kind of take over the team. But here's the interesting dynamic that being in locker rooms. Players never really take over locker rooms, no matter what position it is, until they take over on the field. Once they take over on the field and they're dominating on the field, whether they're an offensive lineman, a quarterback, a running back, a wide receiver, as you know, they open up a little bit more, and then they become more of themselves, and they can also become more leaders too.
There are exceptions to all that you're saying, but it's very true and valid.
You can't be a leader if you don't lead on the field also. Let's just
sometimes if you don't dominate, if you don't play well on the field.
Yeah, put it this way.
And sometimes guys who play well on the field have no interest in being leaders. That's right. Xavier Howard. That's
right. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Zach was not that guy either. He led by example.
Bullshit. Zach was a leader.
Zach was more a leader by example. He wasn't going to rattle people's cages, bro. He wasn't going to do that. He wasn't the rah-rah guy. He wasn't going to do that.
Nobody said he didn't need to be a rah-rah guy, but he got everybody prepared. He got everybody, he got everybody on the same page.
Like Dan Marino will light your ass on fire. You understand? That's the difference. Zach
I don't
going to light your ass.
I don't need my leader to light my ass on fire.
Sam Madison will light your ass on fire.
You know what I mean? You know what I
mean? That wasn't Zach.
No, Sam. It was Pat. Sam will tell you. It was Pat that was the leader.
That too. Both of them. Both of them were vocal.
Very interesting.
Both of them were very vocal in locker rooms with people and having to do all that. Zach really wasn't that guy. You know what I mean? Now, if you come to him for leadership advice,
no,
of course he's going to give it to you.
I buck back at you, and I know you were in those locker rooms. I got to buck back at you because I think, and the stories that I was told, Zach was a leader. Zach was the guy that everybody looked to.
Yeah, yes. If you go to him for leadership, but he's not the guy that's going to be standing in the middle of the locker room. He's not.
We're not talking about the guy standing in the middle of the locker room giving a speech.
That's
not leadership to me.
That is leadership to me. The guy that can walk up to people, talk to them, the guy that can pick up a guy, the guy that can call somebody out.
I can walk to people, talk to them.
That wasn't really Zach. Like Tim Bowens wasn't really that guy either.
No, Tim Bowens wasn't that guy. But no, I know Tim Bowens wasn't that guy. But
right. Now Jason was more that guy than Zach.
You're really making me uncomfortable here with this conversation because no slander against Zach shall prosper.
It's not a slander. I know Zach very well. That has nothing to do. It's not a matter of slander or anything.
You're sitting here saying that Zach wasn't the preeminent ultimate leader, and I disagree with you.
Okay, well that's fine. He's not a vocal leader. Never was. That's not who he is.
So you're telling me
that's not who he was in the locker room. I know that's not who he was. He was a leader, yes.
I don't need you to be the vocal. The guy who stands up and gives the speech before the game is not always the leader. That's
no. But it's not just a speech. Oh, it's calling somebody out. It's rattling somebody's cage.
I think Zach called out plenty of people. I've heard plenty.
No, Zach. No. No, you can go ask around. That's not Zach, bro. That wasn't him. That he wasn't really that kind of leader. There's all kinds. But my point is, your quarterback has got to be a verbal leader in a way, to a certain extent. And
I've covered so many who weren't. I can't sit here and tell you that you're right.
Right, but Fitzpatrick was, right? Marino was, right? Now, Pennington was. Tannehill couldn't be that guy because he never took over on the field. That's my point.
I don't think it's in his personality, even if he did take over on the field.
He's opened up more in the other place because he
had I still don't think he's a little more successful in the other place either. But
no, you're right. He's not a leader in that sense. You're right. It's not in him that way. But my point is,
it's interesting that you're saying that because now I realize we have two different definitions of leader and leadership, and we both want it to look a different way than it actually looks.
No, you continue to misunderstand me. There are different kinds of leaders. What you're saying is right, but what I'm also saying is also right. There are different kinds of leaders. See, that's all. You can be a quiet leader. You can be a loud leader. Either way, it doesn't matter.
I want the guy who and I see this in what I'm doing in House of Athletes. I'm in a leadership role, and right now that's my biggest struggle because I'm here leading superstar athletes, and I have to connect with everybody in a different way, and it's not easy. And I can't even imagine when you got 53 of them in your locker room. Like
Look, Cam Wake was a leader. Now, was he a raw guy?
No. Cam Wake was not a leader. Cam Wake was not a leader.
No, he is a leader in the way he plays. Yes, in the way he plays, the way he is professional, down in, down out.
If you ask any of his teammates,
what I'm trying to explain to you, there are different kinds of leaders.
I don't.
Some of them are vocal. Some don't have to be.
I'm doing it. Everybody follow my path as the leader. No, sorry.
No, you're wrong because you're wrong because there's the defensive end coach talking to another defensive end, and he's using Cam Wake's film to show him exactly how to do it right, how to handle this, how to handle that.
And so does
And that's
everybody else. There was a point in the NFL where they were teaching edge setting and pass rushing and bend using Cam Wake's film. So everybody in the NFL, Cam Wake's leading everybody in the NFL. Bro, that's ridiculous.
Well, that's not ridiculous, my man. That's reality.
No.
That's reality.
You're saying
reality is when Derek Jeter has all these things flying around about how many women he's dating, this and that, and the guy is calm, cool, and collective the entire time. In the middle of all the mess in New York, little do you know, that's leadership for the entire Major League Baseball to look at. It's not just the Yankees, my brother. Leadership is shown in all kinds of ways and all kinds of fashions.
It does. But you know what's the hierarchy of leadership to me? This is my hierarchy of leadership. Story we told on I Am Athlete, the Aaron Donald episode, where Brandon related like his defensive lineman had gotten abused by a Jets offensive lineman. And Brandon, who is a member of the Jets, is watching Aaron Donald. And he says to the defensive lineman, and I'm paraphrasing here because I'm keeping it clean, if you ever let anybody else do you like that in a game, you're not going to have to deal with the coaches. You're not going to have to deal. You're going to have to deal with me.
That's fine.
That's not acceptable. If you can, and Reggie Bush was probably in the hierarchy in my Mount Rushmore of leadership, because Reggie Bush would call out his teammates, call out his coaches, call out the captains. And I remember
there's all kinds of leadership, man.
It's about accountability and holding people accountable. I remember one time Reggie Bush, after a loss, Reggie Bush called out the leadership of the team. Jeremiah Bell bucked back and took offense because it was really Jeremiah Bell that he was calling out. And and then we go back and forth, and then we go to Reggie and say, Jeremiah said this. And Reggie pulled out the receipts and said, this. These are where we fell short as leaders. Have him respond to that.
Right.
And, bro, accountability, that's my number one hierarchy. If you are
and that's all part of leadership right there.
Yes.
Whether it's accountability that you're holding somebody emotionally to something, or you're setting an example for someone. Either way, it doesn't matter.
Okay, give you a perfect example. And I hate to speak about him like this. Is Xavier Howard a leader of the Miami Dolphins?
Yes.
How so?
Yes. How he plays at the level that he plays. He's not a leader. He's, some of the issues he's had off the field, maybe you can't use that as leadership. He's quiet. You can't use that as leadership. I get that. But you can use his play as an example of him being a leader because he plays hard mostly on every down, right?
Where's Brett Grimes, a leader of the Miami Dolphins?
So he has, to a certain extent, he has some leadership qualities to him. Now, is it the kind of leader that Ronnie Lott was going to be? No, it's two different people. Is it the kind of leader that Deion Sanders is? No, that's another different kind of leader, So those are three different kinds of leaders.
Rashad Jones, Wait, Rashad Jones was a preeminent safety, probably deserves to be in the Ring of Honor for what he did in his Dolphins career, played at a high level for a good long period of time.
Quiet dude.
Was he a leader of the Miami Dolphins?
He was a pro. Yeah,
see?
I think he sets an example of how to be a pro. So that is a leadership quality to him.
I'm giving you parallels, and you said one is a leader because you selectively made him a leader, and one is a pro because
Rashad Jones and X are two different. X is at a higher level. Like
X is at a higher level.
That's an elite corner.
X is a pro. I wouldn't look at X as a leader. I don't think X would look at himself as a leader.
No, he's not a verbal leader. No, he's only a leader by play. That's it. That's what he is. Yeah.
So was Rashad.
Yeah. I would call him a leader by example. Yeah. There's nothing wrong. You can lead by.
Look at those guys.
You can lead by example. You don't have to be a rah-rah guy.
I didn't say you have to be a rah-rah guy. Are you going to hold people accountable? And this is where our definitions of leadership, and this is an interesting discussion. And
but isn't Rashad Jones heading the secondary?
No, he never did. Rashad never did what Javon Holland is doing.
No, but he was one of the big players in the secondary, right?
Okay,
in that room.
And when shit went wrong, you know what Rashad did? He finger pointed.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah, no, it's true. And he, instead of holding people accountable, he did this. And that's not, I don't look at that as leadership. Okay. I don't look at that as healthy. I remember Cam Wake, give you a perfect example. And this is Cam Wake, this is putting Cam Wake's business out there. We were bothered, miffed that Cam Wake's playing time was going down, that Cam Wake wasn't getting the same amount of reps. And Adam Gase, and I can put this out there now because everybody's gone. And we were making a big deal about this. And Adam Gase comes to us and basically like, listen, guys, you're barking up the wrong tree because you know what? You know who decides when they play and who decides what packages they're in and who decides when they go on the field? Cam Wake. Ask him about these things. And Cam was cherry picking plays.
Yeah, because he's a pass rusher.
So, but at one point,
he knows exactly. But he knew exactly what he was. Probably he knew that he was more of a pass rusher, not a guy who was going to help you in the run.
At one point in Cam's career, Cam was the best edge-setting defensive end.
Yeah, that was in the first few years.
But it was there. It happened.
You mentioned Adam Gase, doggy. So when we're talking the back end of his career now, at the back end of his career, we all saw that he was a liability against the run. Let's be honest.
Okay, but I'm not talking about run plays. It was pass rushing situations, pass rushing specific situations, and I don't know whether it was injury or whatever. And we confronted Cam about it. We're like, here we are holding the coaches accountable, basically, checking these coaches, and the coaches are like, hey. That's Cam. Cam decides when he goes in the game. We give him that autonomy. And so when he's not in the game is when he decided not to be in the game. So, and we were like, and then we confronted Cam about it. He was like, guilty. And it's like, and we're talking about
I don't know why that's an indictment.
No. We're talking about critical moments and critical stretches of the game when you would expect your best players and your leaders to want to be out there.
He might not be healthy. He might be winded.
I didn't know.
He is an older player at that point. Yeah. He's not the same guy anymore that he was 5 years before that.
I think this was at the end. This was at the end of the season when the players basically didn't want to play for Gase and help him win.
Oh, and that's now you're throwing another nasty ingredient in the mix there.
I'm just going out.
Now you're throwing all kinds of elements that affect the player and not his leadership, dude. When it comes to Cam Wake, bro, that's a pro's pro, man. That guy played
but he's not a leader.
Played his ass off.
He is a pro's pro.
Hell yeah, he's a leader. Anyone that sets a good example
is not a leader,
is definitely a sign of leadership.
I'm sorry.
Just because you're quiet and you go to work every day and you do your job well, okay? You don't have to be vocal. But if you do your job well and you're not a liability, you're a positive to your corporation team. You're a leader.
We don't agree about leadership. You know what leadership does, in my opinion? Leadership holds management accountable. Leadership holds their peers accountable. Leadership makes sure things get done. They just don't, I'm doing my job and I'm doing my job well. That's not leadership to me. I'm doing my job well. I'm a great example. No, you're a great pro. You're not a great leader. If a great leader holds people accountable. And to parlay the conversation to Tua, I've seen him be a good leader. I've seen him hold Austin Jackson accountable. I watched Austin Jackson when I was telling you that line was trash during practice, joint practice against the Falcons. Yeah, what's his name? Tua got up in his face and was like, yo, WTF? Like, what's going on here? And that was leadership. If the crap that I saw had happened and Tua did not step up and step in his face, I wouldn't give him that leadership label. To me, that's leadership. Leadership starts with holding people accountable. And because you
have to earn the right to be able to hold somebody accountable.
You do, but to me,
and that's my point of it all. That Tua's on that point where once he crosses that threshold this year of his play on the field, I think that's where you're going to see. I think we're going to all see a different Tua than we've watched the first 2 years.
I'm telling you, it's there. He's
because the environment will allow him to grow and will allow him to become actually himself. I don't believe we've actually seen the real Tua the last 2 years. I think people will now finally see the real Tua now this year. That's
what I think. Captain this year?
Oh yeah, I'm not even worried about that. Listen, you don't need to have the C on your thing.
I'm talking.
You're the quarterback. You're the quarterback. You better own the team. You better be.
He was the one starting quarterback in the NFL who was not a captain.
And you know what? He shouldn't have been a captain last year. In that environment with that coach, no. You don't need to be a captain when your coach is undermining you.
Oh, I agree.
There's no way you'll ever be a leader anywhere if somebody's. Put it this way.
At the beginning of the
season, let me ask you a simple question.
Sure.
Will any head coach in the Dallas Cowboys ever be respected as long as Jerry Jones is there? No. Of course not. I can answer it for you.
Yes.
You took way too damn long. Huh?
Sean Payton will be.
Okay, but that's a real coach. Then he has to.
No. You just asked.
But what does he hires puppets? He doesn't hire Sean Payton.
And he'll hire Sean Payton, and Sean Payton will be respected.
But if he hires Sean Payton, then he's not going to be the same guy anymore.
He's going to be the same guy.
Sean Payton is not going to take that.
Bro, they run the streets of the Combine in New Orleans and Indy. Come on.
I don't think Sean Payton works for that guy like that. No.
What?
Well, all he hires are puppets. He doesn't hire.
Payton's not a puppet, and you know he's going there.
After Parcells, he no longer wanted to hire a real coach anymore.
He's going to hire Sean Payton. We'll see.
We'll see, but I think Sean Payton will get a better job somewhere else.
Is there a better job?
Yeah. Anything's better than dealing with Jerry Jones, bro. Anything. You cannot have respect in that locker room.
Jerry Jones is one of the top executives and top drafters in the NFL.
No, his son is one of the top drafters in the
NFL. The Cowboys organization is one of the top.
Stephen Jones and his people are the ones that are doing it.
That's fair.
Not Jerry Jones.
But you know who's the executive? Who's the top executive? Jerry Jones.
And you know who never wins? Jerry Jones.
Miami Dolphins too. So don't put it just on.
Yeah, Jerry. But Jerry Jones hasn't done anything by running the Cowboys himself.
He's got championships.
No, that's Jimmy Johnson's championships.
That's why Jimmy Johnson had to leave because Jerry said in mine. And then Jerry won one with what's his name?
No. That's Jimmy Johnson's championship, not Switzer, not Jerry. That's Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson.
You're a liar.
Three
where's
championships.
Where's Jimmy Johnson's ring? You're a liar.
It's his whole coaching staff, his whole talent.
You're a liar.
He won it.
Where's the ring?
Jerry Jones and Barry Switzer went on the ride of Jimmy Johnson's carpet. Is what they did. And since Jerry Jones took over, what do they won? They don't win anything.
Does he have rings or not?
Yeah, thanks to Jimmy Johnson.
And is he one of the best top 5 executives? Is the Dallas Cowboys one of the top 5 run organizations from a personnel standpoint? You're a liar, Big O. You're a liar.
They don't win.
They draft well.
They don't win.
You're a
they
liar.
Don't win.
You're a liar.
They don't win. The production's not there.
You wanna give some Chris Greer some flowers for good drafts. He don't win either.
Yeah, well, he's only been in charge for a couple of years.
Bro, he's been in charge long enough.
He hasn't been doing it for 20 years of mismanagement like Jerry Jones has. No, wait a minute. It's 25 years.
For being one of the best drafting teams in the NFL.
And that and a cup of coffee, what do you got? What do you got?
A healthy organization.
What do you got?
Healthy organization.
What do you got? You win nothing.
Dak Prescott.
So do you want to be the Cowboys or do you want to be Andy Reid and the Chiefs?
Andy Reid's a totally different conversation, bro. Don't do that.
I'm just saying.
Andy Reid has a better coaching tree
I'm just asking. I'm just asking.
Are you
going to trust them or are you going to trust Belichick and the Patriots?
Who? Cowboys?
Yeah.
Run the organization? Give me Cowboys.
Well, okay.
Give me Cowboys.
Patriots will probably win more even without Brady than the
Cowboys. We'll see. Give me Cowboys. I'll take Cowboys any day.
You'll be waiting forever.
New England's one of the worst run organizations in the NFL. Give me the Cowboys.
Yeah, they do. They can't draft. That's true.
Give me the Cowboys.
Can't draft.
Jerry's gonna find me some talent now.
Yeah, but Jerry doesn't win anything.
Oh,
it's about winning, Omar. There's no winning going on there.
Tell me how many teams won anything without Brady.
You want Jerry or you want the Bucks and Brady? You're gonna ride the Bucks and Brady.
No.
Right?
If you're asking me which organization am I?
No, like right now, what are you gonna ride with? The Bucks and Brady or the Cowboys?
Cowboys.
You can't. How can you say that? They won a title and they got deep into the playoffs last year.
Cowboys. Give me Cowboys. Better roster. Give me Cowboys.
Yeah, but they win nothing.
Younger quarterback.
They'll be better if they get Brady and the coach, and then you move them over. That maybe maybe they'll win.
Todd Bowles, and I'm a Todd Bowles fan, but you don't know if Todd Bowles is going to make.
Well, yeah, no, I don't know about Todd Bowles is a cigar store mannequin. I don't know about Todd Bowles, but he'll be carried by Brady and everything else that's in there. So maybe Todd Bowles will have the Barry Switzer luck. Is what he'll have.
Bruce Arians, that's my dude right there. So yeah,
Cowboys.
I
agree. Defend the Cowboys. They're a joke.
Propose to your people.
They're a joke, bro.
What organization would you want for the next 3 years? Not just.
I don't want anything. I don't want anything to do with Jerry Jones. He does nothing. It's all hot air. He's perfect for wrestling. It's like fake. It's not real.
Hey, man.
It's not real.
Top 5 drafter in the NFL. Top 5 front offices in the NFL.
And they don't win.
You need a lot of things to win. The Dolphins don't win.
He's going to hit me with a chair.
Dolphins don't win.
Huh? Yeah, but they're not a top 5 drafter. They have to get to top 5, and then we'll see if they lose. You know how special you got to be a top 5 drafter and never win? That's pretty awesome. Like you were never part of any Super Bowl picture, no deep runs in the playoffs. You barely make the playoffs.
They're a top 5 drafter.
Yeah, I know, but that doesn't. That's like having a 10-inch penis and no blood rushes to it. What the hell does that do any good? Right? Oh, I've got Mr. Flaccid. That's not going to help you, Omar.
Hey, that's why you need Viagra.
The Cowboys are Mr. Flaccid. Wow. That's all they are. They lack the Viagra. They got to call Blue Chew.
Wow. Listen.
That's right. BlueChew.com. Use the code Big O. You will get some free Blue Chew there. So make sure when you talk to the Cowboys, they sign up for Blue Chew because they're flaccid, buddy.
Hey, all right. I can't argue.
You can't go to battle with a floppy one. You just can't, bro. All right? So, Jerry shows up and it's shriveled and floppy and, it's not going anywhere, bro.
All right.
So watch the Tyreek thing and then tell me what you think about Tua.
I will. I'm on it.
That's your homework.
All
right? All right. And go get, and by the way, go order your Cowboys jersey right now, too.
Hey, man.
We all got you now pegged. Cowboys fan.
Don't forget Pittsburgh.
It's the Dallas Morning News. So the Gazette is out. Now the Morning News is in. That's nice. Or is it the Fort Worth Star Telegram? Which one's fighting for your services?
You already got me working for the Pittsburgh Post Gazette. So
apparently, no. Apparently, you want to go to Cowboy Land now.
No, I don't. I really don't.
I don't know. That's what it sounds. I think the people on the board right now are thinking, yeah, Omar's a Cowboy fan. There he is.
Love you, bro.
All right, so you checking out homes in the Fort Worth area this weekend? I'll see you on Tuesday. Be good.
All right, bro.
Happy 4th of July. Later.
Happy 4th of July to you too.
All right, man. That's Omar Kelly in our EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report.
You've been listening to the EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report with Omar Kelly. For additions, home remodeling, or custom work, call Eric at 305-433-4843. EJDconstruction.com is the custom home builder and general contractor you can trust. 305-433-4843.
As we all tell you, appreciate it. Thank you all for tuning in as always. Red Recover, a strong supporter of our program, and I've been using Red Recover now for months. I wear my hat every day to grow my hair, and you can do it too. Go to redrecover.com, and let me tell you, kids, your pets, it's not just about pros like Hayden Hurst, who uses redrecover.com. Folks, if you've got some back issues, you got neck issues, shoulder, elbows, knees, ankles, your pets, they've even got a wrap for dogs to help for healing, and obviously the hips and all of those things. And when we talk about red light recovery, it's ideal for anybody suffering from chronic pain such as arthritis, neck or lower back discomfort. 15 minutes daily will bring you tremendous relief. You'll feel better without using medication. Red Recover is 100% natural, no side effects, really easy to use, wearable red and infrared wraps in the market with 3 different light wavelengths. It helps you optimize recovery and performance. Red Recover is 100% natural, folks. Go to redrecover.com or on Instagram, red.recover. Use our discount code BIG-O, and you're going to get 10% off, and you can do it with no drugs, no side effects whatsoever. So if you're dealing with it, maybe after a workout, you're kind of sore, you can use the Red Recover to bounce back as soon as possible. And it's great for the kids. You know, they're going crazy all summer long, playing sports, all kinds of stuff. You're going to have strains, you're going to have sprains, and Red Recover is perfect for them. You don't want to give them any drugs. You don't want to deal with any of that kind of stuff, anything that could have side effects. Do it all natural. Go to the website. They've got great blogs there. They've got great video blogs there explaining everything. redrecover.com. I promise you, it's going to make a hell of a difference. And for those of you that want to grow your hair back, it could also help you too. So go there. If the hat, you don't see it on the website yet, because I know it's on back order, you can email them. Go to the Contact Us page and email them and tell them about the hat. Tell them, hey, I know the hat that Big O is using to grow his hair back. I'd like to use it too. Go to redrecover.com. All right. Yes, sir.
Steve said, Sean, did you just hear Big O say wrestling is fake? Show him how fake wrestling is. Really, go Dr. D, David Schultz style on him. For those that can't see, I picked up a steel chair and I was going to whack him, but he was in the middle of an interview with Omar. So, but yeah, I was about to go Dr. D on him. Can't use the F word.
I deserve it. He did not say he wants to be in the Cowboys organization. Insanity. Big O, you can tell Omar was the kid that shrunk into the corner when guys started snapping on each other. I don't know about that. All I know is I don't think he understands that leadership can come in all kinds of ways. Now, everybody loves the vocal leader, the guy that can get in your face and motivate you and question you and all that kind of stuff. But I think guys like Cam Wake are examples. You know, you can be a quiet leader. Tim Bowens. People look at him and they say, damn, dude, that guy just plays hard, moves people, never complaining, never asking about, look at me. Because that was the beauty of Tim Bowens, bro. Tim Bowens constantly holding up 2 linemen And there's Zach and everybody else flying around getting all the stats, and he's just super cool with it. And that's leadership, man. That he's not demanding the spotlight or anything like that. I commend people like that. I think there's many ways. And one of the things that I got from that whole Tyreek Hill and Tua thing is that his leadership is starting to grow, but it will not get to the point it needs to get until he starts to have the success he needs to have on the field. And once Tua starts balling out on the field, then that's what's going to open up and allow him to be himself more and to be more of that vocal leader that we just talked about. Anyway, if you want to get in on the Welton Rayom text line, that's 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056 if you want to get in on the Welton Rayom text line. Eric says, I agree with Omar that every locker room needs guys who will get in teammates' faces and let them know that they need to step up. Yeah, I agree. Definitely. Dallas Morning News star of Pittsburgh Gazette. There you go. Timbo, a beast back in the day. Yes, sir. Daniel says, checking in from Spokane, Washington. We love you, Owen Sean. Happy 4th. Best South Florida sports coverage in the business. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Out there to all of you South Florida fans all over the world, not just here in South Florida. Appreciate all of you out there, as always. What else do we have here going on that I wanted to talk a little bit about? So PJ Tucker, we've got on the Heat side, PJ Tucker leaving to Philadelphia for a 3-year, $33 million deal. And Ira told you yesterday that he was dead set on being a $10 million player. And that's exactly what he ended up getting in Philly. Miami did not want to go to that. The exemption that's 10.2 or whatever, I think it is something like that. They may want to use that on Caleb Martin. So they didn't want to lose out on that one. And I totally understand that because I like Caleb and you could possibly be getting something pretty special in the future in Caleb Martin. I like PJ Tucker a lot, man. A lot. I wish him the best, unless he's playing Miami, of course. I appreciate everything he did down here. You got to appreciate people that leave it all on the court for you, overall. I'm not going to be rooting again. I'm not going to be rooting for him when he plays the Heat. I will be rooting for him to have a terrible night, and hopefully the Miami Heat beat the Philadelphia 76ers. But it sucks to lose him. The question is, how do you replace him now? And is John Collins in the mix? Are you going to be able to get Jay Crowder? Something. You got to make a move. And now the question is, the Durant thing, you might get screwed if you're the Heat and you lose out on Durant because he goes to the Suns. But you also may get screwed out of Jay Crowder because if they have to trade too much to get Durant, Crowder may be a piece they now want to keep to put around Durant. So that's the dynamic that kind of hurts Miami with all of this. They do sign or re-sign Victor Oladipo to a 1-year, $11 million deal. Very smart. Not an expensive deal. Role players get $8 to $12 million nowadays in the NBA. Role players. Okay, so $11 million is not a crazy contract whatsoever, and it's a prove-it deal clearly a prove-it deal for Oladipo. And now Oladipo will get stage 3 of his Heat life. First, you sign him, you try to play him, you try to rehab him, you get to rehab him. Now you got him back on the court last year for the longest stretches of time that he's been able to play in a while. He stayed healthy. That's stage 2. Stage 3 now is he has a full offseason healthy. He is implemented into the offense. Now Spo will be able to see him from day one, and he will be able to figure out how much of a part of the offense he's going to be. Will he be the starter? Will he be a big part of it? Will he be off the bench? Will he be deep off the bench? I don't know. We'll find out, but it's up to him now. So if Victor Oladipo ever wanted to get that big contract one more time, this is the year. This is the year because he's healthy, and now he's going to get the opportunity with the Miami Heat. So it's up to him. And if I'm Kyle Lowry, you better come into shape this year because there'll be guys that are going to take your job or you'll get less minutes. And then they'll move you in the next offseason because you're an expiring contract. All of a sudden, you become sexy. So, by the way, that's the other thing for Kyle Lowry. You have 1 year to prove to the Miami Heat. They will dump your ass like a bad habit by the trading deadline this coming season or next offseason if you're not playing up to snuff. So while Oladipo, this is an opportunity, Kyle Lowry, I can guarantee you this is an opportunity for you to stay here because Pat Riley will call Jimmy Butler in and say, hey, man, we brought your guy here, and he failed us last year, and right now he's not getting the job done. I'm shipping his ass out. I want you to know. I'm here to win, and he's not helping us win. And Jimmy Butler won't be able to say jack squat about it, and they'll move on. Dedmon, role player, 2-year, $9 million deal. It's a good one because it's not a crippling contract. It allows you to play Dedmon, and it allows you to develop Yurtseven. And if Yurtseven then takes that proper step forward, then Dedmon can become the third guy instead off the bench and not the second guy or the first guy that is off the bench. So we will find out. Kevin Durant and Donovan Mitchell, that still is out there. Jay Crowder, John Collins, that's out there. I don't know what Miami is going to do, but they've got to shake their team up somehow. I like their team, but it's not a championship team right now. Unless some of these young guys take steps that you and I don't see coming yet. They can improve, but we're talking about to the point that you're going to be, almost borderline all-star or something. That's what you're going to need from some of those young guys. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. So we shall see. Interesting Heat off season. Yes, sir.
I looked at the Dedmon as now you've made Yurtseven available in case of a trade also.
No. Well, he is available for.
Again, you have somebody there just in case
you do trade your savings.
And you didn't spend a lot of money for him.
And you didn't spend it, right? Yeah, yeah. And he locks in $9 million for himself, so he wins. Yeah. It makes a lot of sense. I'm with you there. When sports and business collide, ladies and gentlemen, there is something called the KSDT Sports Business Report. All right. It looks like the A's have taken one step forward now. It's not a permanent thing, but the proposed $12 billion developmental proposal has been cleared with the key vote on Thursday, allowing the project to move forward. The San Francisco Bay Conservation and Development Commission voted 23-2 to remove Howard's terminal port use designation, clearing the path for a potential ballpark project. Commissioner staff provided a key lift for the project, recommending prior to the vote that the port designation be removed. The stadium project is far from a done deal. The team must still strike a deal with the city of Oakland, and housing remains a sticking point in negotiations with the city. And the project calls for a parkland of 400-room hotel, 270,000 square feet of retail space, 3,000 housing units, and the city has called for 15% of those housing units to be affordable or above city requirements of 7 to 12%. So we will see. Dave Cavall, the A's president, called the vote a huge win for the waterfront ballpark project and the future of the Oakland A's. Now, Vegas still remains an option. A's executives have pursued Oakland project and a new development in southern Nevada. The parallel tracks, the team had narrowed down its Las Vegas options to 2 sites. The main hurdle there is maybe securing public financing, which could politically, it could cause problems for Nevada Governor Steve Sisolak, and MLB would reportedly waive relocation fees associated with the move. They're so broke, they don't have enough money for their own ballpark. They can't afford the relocation fees. Why would you make a deal with? Again, I keep asking myself. I keep reading about this story, and I see the obvious. How come they don't? Like it's there. It's a poor ownership group. Not by your standards and mine. We would love to have their money. But in a world of billionaires, they're poor. They cannot compete. Why would you build them a stadium? In Oakland, in Vegas, it's the most baffling thing. And this happens, and in baseball, remember what they did with Loria? They allowed him to purchase from the Expos to then move them to Miami, sell them to Washington, and then give them Miami, right? That's how it was, right? Right. He was allowed to sell Montreal to Washington, but in that agreement, they allowed him to also buy Miami, and they loaned him the money to finish the purchase of the Marlins. I believe it was $39 million. They had to loan him, right?
Yeah, Major League Baseball purchased the Expos.
Right.
And then moved them to Washington.
Right. And he profited from that. And then he needed money in order to purchase the Marlins. Why would you actually get an owner that needs money? Only baseball does this. In football, you have to be vetted and you have to be fanatically rich, pathetically rich. You have to be able to just print money. But yet in baseball, the requirements are not the same. They will deal with owners that don't have enough money. Another reason why baseball has gone to shit. That's your KSDT Sports Business Report. Like I said, that's your KSDT Sports Business Report.
This has been the KSDT Sports Business Report. KSDT CPA is one of South Florida's largest and one of the country's fastest growing accounting firms. KSDT is recognized by Forbes as one of the top tax and accounting firms for 2022. KSDT CPA is a full service firm that also excels in crypto. Visit online at ksdtcpa.com or call 305-670-3370.
All right, baby. All right. We love the people at KSDT. They do a great job, man. And we will be there 2 weeks from now, actually. We will be at KSDT. Tell them I'll call them after the show. I'll reach out after the show, and we'll get it done. By the way, Sloman's Home Security, always a proud sponsor of our program. There is Alarmo. He is ready for you. 14 different states, so you might be at a state where Sloman's is there for you to protect your home, protect your family. We're going to give you a free doorbell camera, folks. 1-800-ALARM-ME. Tell them that Big O sent you. 1-800-ALARM-ME. And I love my doorbell camera because it's become one of my best friends, okay? Really. Yeah, sure, my wife is my best friend, of course. I got several dogs at home. That's man's best friend. I get all of that. But that doorbell camera, man, now when the doorbell rings, I just pull up my phone. I look at the doorbell camera, see who's there before I even walk over there. I don't even have to bother going out there. It's so awesome because like yesterday, no, it was 2 days ago, somebody was knocking and we had no idea who it was, probably selling something, which I'm still surprised people are going door to door to sell things, and didn't answer. Dogs are barking, going crazy. Let it go. It's a beautiful thing, man. And I get up in the morning. I don't even go to the keypad. I grab my phone and I turn off the alarm right there when I get up in the morning, right from my phone. It connects directly to your smartphone. And right now, folks, when you use our professional installation and our low-cost central station monitoring, we're going to give you an LED touchscreen pad, a motion detector, 3-arm doors, and a backup battery so you can experience what I and Sean experience every single day, protecting your home and your family, the Sloman Shield, and they are amazing. And if you do set off the alarm, you will realize they're going to call you within a couple of seconds. Have that password ready. You're going to need that password, all right? Have that passcode. Know your passcode, folks. Call them 1-800-ALARM-ME right now. The first 40 Big O listeners, a free doorbell camera. 1-800-ALARM-ME. Love it. Appreciate it. All of you out there as always. So, did you see the lawsuit now with the Texans and everything going on with Deshaun Watson? And the screwed up part about everything going on with this situation, all right? And it just becomes at least worse. So apparently at least 2 of the massage therapists that were at this place, let me make sure I got the Genuine Touch. So Deshaun Watson, as you know, reached the settlement with 20 of the 24 civil cases. There is remaining 4 women. Busby previously stated he would move forward with the lawsuit against the Texans for their alleged role in the Watson alleged sexual assault. He followed through on his promise earlier this week, and as a result, the lawsuit, we're finding out even more info about the accusers. Today, we filed the case in what will likely be many against the Houston Texans related to Deshaun Watson's behavior. Suffice to say, the overwhelming evidence collected indicating that the Houston Texans enabled Watson's behavior is incredibly damning. We believe the Texans knew and most certainly should have known of Watson's conduct. Beyond that, we believe the filing speaks for itself. The petition alleges Watson wanted nothing to do with massages performed at the team's facility, and he had very little interest in using services of the team selected massage therapy providers. Genuine Touch, the petition alleges, had in June 2020 that the owner of Genuine Touch complained to the Texans that Watson was seeking out unqualified strangers for massages via Instagram. And Watson was putting himself in danger of contracting COVID or getting himself sued. Okay? And the allegations in the lawsuit also, 2 of the Genuine Touch therapists had sexual relations with multiple Texan players. And the Texans knew of this activity, and at least 1 Genuine Touch therapist was fired due to sexual activity with Texans players. Okay? Petition also accuses the Texans of turning a blind eye to Watson's behavior by facilitating the NDAs. Watson was a Houston Texans employee. Individuals with the Texans organization knew or should have known of Watson's conduct, says the lawyer. And of course, the Texans, they're well aware of the statement and yada, 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 yada. So not only was Watson having fun, but other players were getting the Genuine Touch there in the Houston area. There's a lot of horniness going on in Houston. So the story gets worse and worse and worse. It's going to be so bad the Texans are going to get fined all the picks they got from that trade. I mean, how does that? It's stuff that I can't explain. I don't know what the hell is going on. What? You got to talk. You got to open the mic there, because I cannot hear you there.
Every time there's a story like this, the bots hit us.
Oh yeah, the bots did hit. Yeah, while I was talking about it. Yes, maybe they're listening. Maybe they like sex stories. You know. So maybe we should. I don't know. I don't have another sex story. Unfortunately, I'm disappointing you now, Sean. Apologies. Don't have another sex story for you. But I do have some stuff on music today. July 1st, the first of the month. In 98 on this date, White Zombie sung Thunder Kiss 65. It was played at an ear-splitting levels for 4 hours straight from a van parked outside Barbra Streisand's Malibu villa to ward off paparazzi during the singer's wedding to actor James Brolin. It's a good move by Barbra Streisand. In 68, the band released their debut album, Music from the Big Pink, which included the group's first hit, The Wait. In 83, a New Jersey-based quintet called Bon Jovi signed to Mercury Records. In 2003, Kid Rock ended his relationship with Pam Anderson. In 66, the year I was born, on this date, Janis Joplin moved into Big Brother and the holding company's house in California's San Geronimo Valley. And in 2008, on this date, Crew Fest kicked off right here in West Palm Beach. The inaugural tour featured Motley Crue, Buck Cherry, Papa Roach, 6 a.m., and Trap. And some of you are going, I was at that show. I went to that concert. So there you go, some of the things that happened today in music history. Also, I hope everything is well for Bret Michaels, man. It's crazy. That whole tour, he just got hospitalized. So now he's off that tour with Poison, Joan Jett, Def Leppard, and Motley Crue. And think about that tour. So Tommy Lee broke 4 ribs, so he can't play. Vince Neil can't sing. Now you've got Bret Michaels with some kind of undisclosed hospitalization. He had a bad reaction to some medication. So they had to get him out of a Nissan Stadium and get him to a hospital. So he's out now. Bret, by the way, released, he posted something on Twitter. He says, to the incredible fans in Nashville, thank you for all the well wishes. I was truly fired up to get on stage in the Music City and perform. But due to unforeseen medical complications and following hospitalization, it was not possible. I send my deepest apologies for being unable to rock the stage tonight. I'm working on being back 100% very soon and hope you rocked hard with my friends Motley, Leopard, and Joan and Classless Act. There you go. I guess there was a band called Classless Act as a 4th band. So they added a band for the hell of it. Dan B goes, hey, Finn fans, still want Watson? LOL, what a freaking joke. Good afternoon, Big O. Yeah, how are all those people that wanted Watson? Because there's a bunch of you on the chat board now. How many of you are willing to admit right now, say, yeah, I wanted Watson, and man, I was wrong. That would not have been a good move. Think about where we would be right now. We would be so pissed and so frustrated about the upcoming season now, because obviously he's going to be suspended for it. And then you have the whole mess, and then you have to deal with being a joke in front of the entire league that you were that stupid to give up all those picks for a guy that probably is a criminal. Allegedly. A rapist, allegedly. A sexual assaulter, allegedly. I don't even want to think. God, after all the crap we've been through over the last 25 years, I'm just so happy we don't have to go through this. I feel good. Think about that. You wanted Watson. How would you feel about the upcoming season? Guess what? I wanted Tua, and I feel great about the upcoming season. How about that, bitch? Yeah. If you wanted Watson, you'd be feeling like crap right now. And those of us that have been strong and have hodled like we do with crypto, and we bought the Tua coin, and we said, no, give me more. It's down. We'll buy more. We'll buy more Tua coin on the dip. We're good. We're ready to go. We'll hodl. We'll sell it on the high because it's going to explode. And where would you be right now? I see there's 282 people, and I don't see not one so far texting in. But Watson is elite. Yeah, elite at what? LOL. You'll never. What? Which one? Nick. Oh, guilty. There, Nick. You're a stud, bro. You're a freaking stud. See? At least you're honest. I like that. We all got to take L's, bro. I take L's all the time. We all do. We're not going to be right all the time. But if you wanted Watson, you got a big ass L right now. Your season is done if you had Watson here with the Dolphins. Our season is over before it even started. The Browns season is over before it even starts. And they've got a pretty damn good team, dude.
And it's the future, too, by the way, because you've given up first-round picks, so you're not like you're getting any better.
Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah, you're right.
You'll get Deshaun Watson, but what do you have?
Right.
Because
it's not like you get to replace him next year.
Does the cheetah trade happen? You know, you have to go back. If
right,
you're looking at Watson and all that stuff, a lot of this stuff doesn't go down.
Right. You have no cheetah, no nothing. You have no excitement. My God. My God. And I know, and listen, there's 288 of you. A bunch of you are being phonies. You're not even willing to admit that you wanted Watson and you screwed up. It's a bunch of you. Because there's a bunch of you never believed in Tua. So I know there's a whole bunch of you out there that wanted Watson, and right now you'd be regretting every second of every moment. And then, remember what I said? I think I said then. I'm pretty sure of it. The same people that want Watson when he's in trouble, they'll be ripping the Dolphins for trading for Watson. Why? Because we're not tracking what you say. So most of us don't know whether you wanted Watson or not. But look, I asked, and only one guy, Nick, was the only guy.
Is that the first time you ever said anything good about Nick's with a K?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. That might be, you might be right on target there.
And the one fans that, would be like, it's the ownership, they should have done their due diligence.
Right, yeah.
They should have researched. I wanted Watson, but they should have done their research and seen what this mess was going to be. It's still the Dolphins' fault, not their fault.
Yep.
Because Watson
is a
good player.
Dan B says Baker should go to them and tell them to go back sand, or go kick sand, I guess is what you mean. Well, he's going to be gone anyways, one way or another. That divorce is going to happen. I can guarantee you that. That's for damn sure that divorce is going to happen. By the way, let's talk a little bit about Blue Chew. Hey, listen, you want some fireworks? Hey, you got to order some Blue Chew. Yeah, you're going to have some fireworks on July 4th, but if you want fireworks in the bedroom, Blue Chew, baby, is the unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in chewable tablets and at a fraction of the cost. And what I love is you can take them anytime, day or night, so you can plan ahead, or you can be ready whenever the opportunity arises. You know what I mean? Anyway, the process is simple, folks. You sign up at bluechew.com, you consult one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. Best part, it's all done online, so you don't have to visit the doctor's office and have those awkward conversations, or you're standing in the pharmacy and you got to mention Viagra, Cialis, and people are behind you and they're listening and all that kind of stuff. Blue Chew tablets are made right here in the USA. They're prepared and shipped directly to your door in a discreet package, so nobody else is going to know about it. You're going to love it. Women say there's nothing sexier than confidence, and you're going to have plenty of that in the bedroom with Blue Chew, folks. All you got to do now, it's really simple, and I'm going to save you a lot of money. You go with a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew for free. That's right. Use our promo code BIG OW. And at checkout, the only thing you're going to pay is $5 shipping. That's bluechew.com. Promo code BIG OW. Give her the big O. And your first month is free. Go to bluechew.com for more details, important safety information. And of course, we thank Blue Chew for supporting our show. BlueChew.com. Use the code, baby. Big O. Let's see. What do we have here? Eric, you're right. Texans will have the first pick in the draft because it's the Browns pick. That's right. All the Tua haters, they were everywhere. I just wanted Miami to trade Tua to someplace where he was appreciated. What has happened is better than I could have imagined. Flo was about integrity, but he wanted Watson. Flo and integrity are the funniest things in the world. You came from the Patriots, dude. There's no integrity there. Bunch of cheats in that damn place. And everybody knows that that's there. That's why when he comes here and tries to act like Mr., high and mighty, he's so full of crap. It's not even funny. But I am not getting a lot of people out there saying, yeah, I wanted Watson and I screwed up. Interesting how that works out, huh? Interesting how you all don't come forward and admit, some of you have that Omar Kelly disease. Not going to take the L. What was that? Yes. Yes, it is. I'm with you there. By the way, Miles Bridges, I don't know if you guys saw this. His wife exposed him for beating her severely with a fractured nose. He choked her and a torn eardrum. Regina George is her name. And so she finally stepped forward. And, the worst part about all of these kind of situations is that these women, battered women are afraid at times to come forward and address their accusers because of the life that they live. And here's the picture. You can see the picture of her there. And I'll read the statement for you. It says, I hate that it's come to this, but I can't be silent anymore. I've allowed someone to destroy my home, abuse me in every way possible, and traumatize our kids for life. I have nothing to prove to the world, but I won't allow anyone who could do something so horrible to have no remorse and paint a picture of something I'm not. I won't allow the people around him to continue to silence me and continue to lie to protect this person. It's unethical. It's immoral. It's truly sick. It hurts my heart because I've always had hope and so much love. As scary as this moment for me is to do this at this time, I stand up for myself. I won't be silent to protect others anymore because I value myself and my kids more than anyone's image. A fractured nose, wrist, torn eardrum, torn muscles in my neck from being choked until I went to sleep, and a severe concussion. I don't need sympathy. I just don't want this happening to anyone else. I just want this person to get help. My kids deserve better. That's all I want. It hurts. Everything hurts. This situation hurts. Most importantly, I'm scared and hurting for my kids who are the witness to everything. Please respect my family's privacy and stop with these disgusting rumors and allegations. And by the way, the article goes on to, point out some other older tweets of his that he posted on how terrible he is to his girlfriend and what an a-hole he is to his girlfriend and all that kind of stuff. So it's one of those where there's more proof there, overall. And she is speaking like somebody that has been, tortured, basically. Wow. That's so sad, man. So sad. And the fact that somebody on the chat line yesterday, I don't know who it was, but he said, "Oh man, too bad for Miles Bridges right when he was going to make bank." And I didn't even, I looked at it, I cringed. It was like, why would you have any sympathy for this scumbag? This guy beat a woman. Forget it that he missed out on a payday. He needs to go to jail. That's what he needs. Pretty disgusting, man. Incredibly disgusting. Let's see. Steven says, Big O, not going to lie. I wanted Watson, but you were right. Still love Tua, though, and hoping for a great year. There you go. At least Steven's got some balls. Way to go, Steven. Tony says, I've been on the Tua train since day one. I was excited when they draft him. I own a Tua jersey, and I can't wait for this season because he's going to ball out. Eric Storm says, I have the receipts, Big O. Going to love rubbing it in when Tua and the Finns ball out this year. I hate the Heat says, Big O is a homer. Yes, I am, sir. I'm a homer. I'm a hater. Depends on what day of the week and what I'm saying. I'm all of that, sir. That's me. Jesse M says it'll be interesting how quickly the NBA addresses this compared to the feet shuffling the NFL has done with Watson. Oh, yeah. They will address it quickly. This show converted me into a Tua fan. Wow. Nick says I converted him into a Tua fan. Well, I'm glad, Nick. I just hope that I converted you the right way. Yeah. I listen, I have no doubts, man. I really don't. I have total confidence in Tua. I really do. I'm not worried about it. I think what's around him was the bigger problem, and hopefully they solved it. And like I said, that's the best point of it all with the whole Watson thing. We watched that whole mess, and for everybody that wanted Watson, where would you be right now? Where would you be right now, man? You'd be so pissed and frustrated all over again and embarrassed. You know what I mean? And now, because you stayed the course, which is what the front office wanted to do, by the way. I don't believe the front office wanted Brady or Watson. I believe the ownership group wanted Brady, and I believe Flo wanted Watson, so that forced the owner to go in that direction and try to appease the head coach. But I don't believe the front office wanted either guy because they drafted Tua. And I think they want to follow through with this to prove that everything that they're doing is the right move. Which, by the way, we better hope it is, because then that means you solved your quarterback and your front office and your head coach. Just think about that. Ultimately, man, as a Dolphins fan, that's heaven. If this season you find out Tua's the guy, Mike McDaniel's the guy, and Chris Greer's the guy. That's the trifecta I want. That's what I want out of this season. Not just Tua, but I want Mike McDaniel to succeed, and I want the front office to succeed, because I'm tired of changes. I don't want to see any more changes. I want some stability. I want some consistency. I want some winning. I want to take pride in Dolphin football again. I want to feel confident about Dolphin football again. There's something about that. It was a lot of fun walking to the Orange Bowl with your chest out in the air, knowing you were going to win 99% of the time. A lot like the Canes back in the day. It's beautiful. I want to get back to that. I want to get back to that point. And that's the best part about success this season. If you ended up figuring out your GM, your head coach, and your quarterback, life it can't be any sweeter than that. All right, we thank Anthony Chang. Yes, sir.
Just because I don't want these to go missed because, and
they send a super chat or something?
No super chats, but just Justin Floyd asked, are we be broadcasting from training camp? Any plans for that?
Yes.
There is a part B to this because Buddy
Nelson will be out at training camp.
Nelson Alfonso jumped on there and said, at Justin Floyd, Big O only broadcasts from places that throw parties like Vegas and where he could attend shows and concerts. Because that's the only places we go.
It's true.
Not really.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a homer.
Tortugas was not there was concerts further away, but we didn't go to Tortugas because
we didn't go to any.
There was a concert there.
Oh no, we didn't go for a concert. No,
I'm saying we go to places.
The Interrupters were supposed to go, and I was gonna.
There was a concert in the area.
Like we're going to the NBA Summer League.
Yes.
But we're not going because of concerts. We're going for the NBA Summer. Now, if there happens to be concerts.
There you go. There you go, Nelson. I just wanted that to go out there because
the
we don't target where we're going
right
by looking at concerts and going, you know what? They're going to be in Philly. Let's find a Dolphins bar in Philly.
You know that 20 out of 21 years that I go to the Senior Bowl, that week is the worst week for concerts in that area. Only one time out of 21 years I've been able to see a concert when I go to the Senior Bowl. Like a good concert. All the good concerts, they come either before the Senior Bowl or after the Senior Bowl as I'm driving to New Orleans or Biloxi or whatever, and I see the signs, and it's like, wait a minute, but that concert's a month from now. Oh, that concert was last week. Oh, shit. That kind of stuff sucks.
I just wanted to, I mean, concerts do play a part, but they're not the reason we go to do remotes in different places. There's other things involved.
Yeah, no.
But concerts do have a role.
Oh, for sure.
And play a role in it, but they are not why we go there. That's all I want to say.
No, of course not.
Because I'm not a concert guy. I'm not going to lie.
You're not going.
I stay at the Airbnb when he goes. So.
Yeah, he stays. I have to go by myself, actually. So I already got my Morrissey tickets for the 6th on Wednesday at Caesars. I'm looking forward to that. Okay. Any other ones that I missed?
No, I just wanted to adjust those because they're kind of aiming at you a little bit there. Let's see.
And for the record, Nelson is always taking shots at me.
No, I know. That's why I wanted to make sure we didn't miss his comment because I know you usually catch them actually. No, I think that's it. Everybody kind of is. All the Watson lovers have turned into Tua lovers.
Yeah, of course. I know. They're all like Omar Kelly. They don't want to take the loss. They don't want to take the L. They don't want to admit that they wanted Watson and it was a really, really bad idea. And the problem is that when you admit that you wanted Watson, then you will admit that you would have lost all these picks and cap space and all that. And it's hard because you look at where the Dolphins are right now and where they could have been with Watson, and it would have been a really bad situation. So I get it. So there you go. All right. Sean is more of a buffet guy than a concert guy.
Was more of a buffet guy.
You mean you're not going to go to any buffets
I'm
next
not
week?
hitting any buffets. Nope. I've actually started eating chicken a little bit more than the
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, this week's been a tough one.
So when you land, you're not going to ask me to go to In-N-Out Burger.
I'm not saying I've given up on beef completely. Let's not go crazy here. What I'm saying is
you can't go to Vegas without at least one trip to In-N-Out.
I never said I'm not pulling the big O and giving up red meat 100% now.
No, I don't know. I eat some meat.
But what I'm saying is I've gone toward more chicken salads, chicken wraps. I have to go away from the buffets. I have to go away from the buffets. It's for myself.
I got you.
I've already lost 5 pounds. Pretty good.
There you go. Nice.
Doing good, man.
Congratulations,
doing good.
Bro.
Trying to get rid of the pork neck so I don't get made fun of anymore on the YouTube streams.
Yeah. We got that one guy that loves our pork necks.
Willie Marino.
Willie, yes. Willie loves it. Willie's always sending me videos on DMs and all that kind of stuff. Big O, worst fan behavior you ever seen at a concert? Oh, that's easy. The easiest ever. Iron Maiden Power Slave. I'm like in the 6th row of the Sportatorium, and it's an amazing concert. Anybody that went to the Power Slave concert for Iron Maiden back in the 80s, you know what I'm talking about, okay? Phenomenal concert. I'm like in the 6th, 7th row, I think, something like that, standing on the chairs, right? And right behind us, I mean, I shit you not, the entire concert, there was a guy sitting on his chair, and all he had was a big gulp type of cup, and he just kept throwing up into the cup. The entire cup. We'd look back, and it was like we were laughing, funny, this, that, but the man missed the entire concert. And to me, that's the worst fan behavior. Not fighting. You paid to go to a concert, which, by the way, I don't understand any of you that do this. I don't know about you. You ever understood this? You go to a show and you go get like plastered. So you like never remember anything that happened. Because I have a buddy like that. And I can tell you about concerts 40 years ago. Things that happened. Why? Because I did not go to the concert wasted out of my mind. Drunk out of my mind. Whatever you did. You know, I've never understood that person. Like, why do you pay the money? You just paid a whole. They do that in sporting events. They'll go and they'll get so wasted.
The tailgates.
Yeah.
But usually
and then you're dragging your friend in and out of the building, and oh yeah, I don't remember what happened. Why did you go, dude?
But usually it's a game plan set up by the other guys or gals or whatever. To like, that's the one we're taking out today. And you just keep feeding them and feeding them and feeding them.
Yeah, I get that, but I've never understood the person that actually pays to go to an event to then forget about the event by being completely plastered.
But you see, you're a music connoisseur.
Yeah, I'm an aficionado, yes.
Most people just go to concerts to probably drink.
Oh, no.
No, so you go there to listen to the music and everything else.
Brother, I see how they switch guitars.
Yeah. Most people just go there.
Okay. He's playing a 5-string bass right now in this song and a 4-string bass. Yeah. And he's playing a Yamaha here, a guitar. And he's, he whipped out a Fender Stratocaster. And then, that's me.
Yeah. Yeah. See,
hell yeah, that's me.
Yeah. Most people are not that dedicated to they go for the songs and to just drink.
Yeah, no.
I would say.
No, I take
maybe
it
I'm
all,
wrong, but
I take it all in. I take the entire performance in. I try to appreciate everything about each of the individuals on stage and try to I kind of do it like football and basketball, where sometimes you individually watch areas or individuals to see what they're doing, what the responsibilities are, and those kind of things in a play, in a song. That's me.
Yeah, see,
I'm that loser.
I don't know that many people go, and I'm sure there are plenty of people that do go there to do that. But I would say a majority of the people are going for certain songs,
right?
And to just whatever, drink, if it's soda, beer, whatever, and just hang out. And if it's getting plastered, it's getting plastered.
Yep, no doubt. Yes, my concert tickets. Actually, if you go to our Twitter page, I bet if you hit Big O Show and hit concert tickets, I think it'll come out. Actually, I'm pretty sure if you hit Big O Show concert tickets, it'll come out. I have posted them before. Yeah, I have hundreds of old concert tickets. Let me see. Big O Show concert tickets. I bet it comes out. There you go, dude. You asked. You can't see them. U2 concert from 85, a David Bowie concert from 87. What's it called? Prince, 1985, Orange Bowl. Iron Maiden, 1988, which I believe that's the Power Slave one. The one I just talked about. That's the ticket from that concert. Echo and the Bunnymen from 88. Yes from 86. Pink Floyd from 88. Leonard Hearns at Sunblazer Arena at FIU in 89. U2, Celador. This one is 1987 at Tampa Stadium. Genesis at the Citrus Bowl in 87. Paquito de Rivera, 87 at Music Exchange. You remember that? Over by Sunrise Boulevard. I think it was, right? The Music Exchange. It was like in the back in the second floor, the Music Exchange, if anybody went to concerts there. Monsters of Rock from 88, which I believe that's the Metallica, Van Halen, Kingdom Come, is it Megadeth? No, Scorpions. Yes, I believe. I believe I can fly to 30 years in jail. They didn't give that bastard enough. So yeah, there you go. All you got to do is put on the Twitter search engine Big O Show together, and then put concert tickets, and it'll come up, and you'll see my tweet of old tickets. How about that? Brett says, better to smoke a fatty and appreciate the music than to get drunk and forget the show. Amen to that, dude. Amen. I remember back in the day, I back in the Sporto days, because back in those days, other drugs were fashionable, like ludes. And it was the weirdest thing. Like, I'd have friends that would go and get wasted. And it's like, what are you doing, bro? You can barely stand. You can barely talk. You're not going to remember a damn thing. What are you doing? How do you not want to remember what happened in this game? How do you not want to remember what happened in this concert? I remember the silliest little things that happened in concerts 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago. Why? Because I went to go enjoy the concert. I'm not going to spend the money and then get wasted and forget about what the hell I watched. That makes zero sense to me. Always has, always will. So there you go. That's my biggest offense at a concert. That dude threw up throughout the entire Power Slave concert. And that was a monster. God, and what a great stage show and everything. What a loser. I took my mother-in-law to Guns N' Roses, and she got super plastered, and she got lost after the concert and ruined it for me. Exactly. The drunks also ruin it for you. Then you've got to take care of the drunk. Then you've got to protect the drunk from getting arrested. Then you're also embarrassed because you've got to carry the drunk around. It's like a total burden. Did you have that friend too? Go to a game with you? I know you're not a concert guy. Right. No, I know, but you probably didn't go to enough concerts that you had to carry around the drunk friend. Yeah. Yeah, I got to tell you something. I'll be your friend. But if you pull that on me, you'll only pull it off on me one time. You'll never pull it off again. Do you know why? Because of what you just said. Because I'm an aficionado, because I need to soak it all in, if I have to worry about you, you're ruining my night now. And I didn't come here wasted. I don't mind catching a little buzz. Nothing wrong with that. We're all normal. But that plastered, wasted stuff, man, you can keep that. You can keep that stuff. That's not the stuff I want to wake up to the next day. Sad that a lot of people can't control their liquor. I'm telling you, man. Someone please make an appointment for Frankie Fresco with a shrink. I'm not even going to look into that. I'll be another half hour.
It was a wrestling comment.
Oh, okay. Was it a good one or a bad one?
I mean, he said Big O wrestling is real, but with a premeditated outcome.
Oh, of course it's super real, bro. No, I was joking around. I know it's choreographed. Okay, I get it. But the bruising, the pain, that's real, bro. Those guys are flying. You can't fake flying in the air and landing on a table, landing on the mat, getting thrown over the ropes. There's no way. There's no way. Some guy just suffered a neck injury because they didn't when they brought him over. You explained it to me.
Yeah, he didn't do the full rotation on the thing. And
Right.
then also a guy tore his ACL Wednesday night
Please.
in a match with
Please, bro.
The guy came wrong.
What's the Hartley guy that committed suicide or something? Not Hartley or Hart?
Jeff Hardy got DUI. He didn't commit suicide.
No. Years ago. Hart was the guy's name or something. A guy that committed suicide because I guess all the painkillers and all that kind of stuff.
Owen Hart was the one where the buckle broke and he fell.
Okay. So Owen Hart fell.
That was that one. But I mean, there's
another guy that I remember killed himself because he had to deal with.
Well, you had Benoit that ended up killing himself and his family. You've had wrestlers that had.
No, pain is real, bro.
Eddie Guerrero had given up the drugs, but his body was so beat up that it ended up catching him when he went clean. So, I mean, it happens, and again, there are a lot of them.
No, the sacrifice is real. The athletes are real. The toughness is real. That let's not get that twisted, okay? I have some fun with it, and I call it fake and all that because obviously they arranged it already. So that's kind of why we have fun with it. But the athleticism and the dedication and the sacrifice, Totally real. You good? Yeah, no. I respect it in that sense. You got to be stupid to not respect it in that sense. Let's be quite honest. I mean, you can't do that because you see the sacrifice all the time. I mean, look at Hulk. Because of that move he made, I had him on my show once. Well, I've had him on my show like 3 times, but the last time I had him on, he talked about how that move that he used to come down on with his leg flat on you, what was it? Right, that effed up his back forever. What?
And his hips also.
Yeah, and his hips.
as well. Yep.
Yeah.
He's got replacement hips, and he's had his back surgery, I think, 7 times now or 8 times.
Yeah, he said that ruined his life. That the pain and discomfort from all of that, like as much as everybody loved it, the wear and tear is real. So yeah, no doubt. So I have respect for the sport in that sense. I know the sacrifice is real, dude. Hell yeah. All right, we're out of here. Anthony Chang, Manny Navarro, Omar Kelly, exceptional. Tomorrow I will do a small show in the midday. It'll be around 12 o'clock. We'll pop in and we'll do a little weekend. Because I'm, NBA stuff. I want to stay on top of it just in case. And something tells me things still might be happening. Next week, we're headed to Vegas. We'll be broadcasting live from Vegas starting on Wednesday, actually. So we'll be out there covering the NBA Summer League for 10 days. Anybody else in the electronic world be going out there? Nobody in the electronic world here in South Florida is dedicated to all sports like we are. We're the only ones that are going to be in the Summer League, and we just went to the NFL Draft. That's the way it goes. We'll see you. Have a great weekend. Maybe I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a happy 4th of July. If we don't see you on 4th of July, y'all be good.